The last time that we came up here on this show, we talked about how you, Donovan, were enduring the meanest of C.J. McCollum back shots. And how essentially we were talking about down 2-1. Actually, no, it was 1-1 at that time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is it time for the Knicks to panic? Then, if you guys follow us on social media, if you guys see our Instagram, see our Twitter, it got spookier. We had lots of Donovan reactions on social media. So whenever they went down 2-1, when those back shots came again. But what just happened?
You know.
Tell me.
Everybody else knows. And nobody hit my line. Nobody was in my face with a camera. Where's everybody now? I ain't get no woo-woos on my phone. Nothing happened. Everybody can talk. Oh, yeah, 2-1. It's funny. Ha, 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 ha. When everything actually goes right, when there's actually a win, nobody says anything. Everybody out here scared. They're scared. Y'all are not men for real. Actually stand on something. And when it's 2-2, now it's a best of 3. Now let's see what you guys are actually talking about.
Interesting. He's back.
Isaac, I didn't tell you this. B, I didn't tell you this. To the viewers, I didn't tell you this. Wednesday, when I missed my appearance on Thursday, couldn't make the show. Why? Someone said hit on me. Someone tried to take me out. I played basketball the other day with folk right here. This man right here.
We went to your gym, by the way.
We went to my gym. And you set out a hit on me. You forced someone to injure my eye, rupture my eye, cause an abrasion, a cut in my eye, to have me stop me from doing what I do best, which is speak this ism when it comes to the Hawks.
This TD3 bullshit gets serious.
This is 2-on-2 right now. It's basically 0-0, and that's a win for me. You're clapping, you're barking, no one's here, no one's here. Yeah. Rottweiler barking because he beat down a Chihuahua. It doesn't fucking matter. This is the Hawks. This is a team we didn't expect to be at this point. This is a team that traded their fucking franchise player like 4 weeks ago. 4 months ago. There's no such thing as shut up. Your whole entire team, you guys should be fucking spiraling right now,
Shut the hell up. After game 2, shut up.
Put this on your face.
Hold on.
Here,
after
take
game
this.
2,
Hold it.
You lost.
Hold it.
You lost. After game
Who lost?
2,
Everything is a win. Everything is gravy right now.
After game 2, Mo FaceTimed me.
100%.
And FaceTimed me.
What did I say?
Honestly, didn't say anything. Put the camera on his crotch and moved it back and forth. He was doing all of that after game 2. Back and forth, all of that. I was getting cursed out on FaceTime after game 2.
Hell yeah, you were.
On Thursday.
Hell yeah.
On Thursday. Everybody else, you over here screaming, moaning in everybody's ear about how you guys just won. And now the Knicks go on the road, get a dominant win. Cat has a triple-double, and nobody, not one text in the group chat, in this group chat, in many other group chats, and I still don't understand. Everybody acts like the Knicks have been this like dominant power for like 25, 30 years, and we just hating. We really haven't been. Like, I don't understand where all the animosity comes from.
It comes from people like you coming up here and saying, "Oh, the Hawks. Oh my God, this year should be over in 4. Should be over in 5."
Thing.
I said the same thing, but ultimately I led up to being like, you know what? I think it's gonna go 6 games.
And I didn't even say 4. I said 6. I said that the series would go 6. I said
you are out of your mind.
I said it should be a 5-game series. However, it's gonna go 6.
Just do me a favor, big.
And right now we are on. Get that out of my face.
Just touch it.
Get that out of my face.
This is a shame. Touch it.
I'm not like
Just touch it. Just touch it.
We're different.
Just
I'm
touch
not
it.
like you.
Just touch it.
I'm not like you. However, all I'm trying to say is it's a best of 3 now. Game 5.
But do you understand it shouldn't
tomorrow.
even be up to this point?
Once again, I'm talking to the viewers.
Knicks in 9?
Game 5. In 9, 11, we're gonna win the series, right?
I hope so.
I hope so too. but all I'm saying is the energy was very, very different, and you can say, and at this point, confirmed non-existent after the Game 4 win. And so I'm very curious to see what everybody up here has to say.
You have to understand
because again,
this.
I didn't hear what you guys had to say about the game after Game 4.
Nothing
I
that
didn't
you
hear
guys
anything,
do
'cause
matters
nobody called my
because
phone.
nothing that you
Nobody
guys do at this
FaceTimed me.
matters because
So
at the end of the day,
I don't know what you were doing. And you had this
This
whole
series should be
abrasion.
over right now.
You were driving by then. You could have 100%
driving
called
when
me.
I took an Uber. You took me home.
You pulled up to my house the other day to pick up the basketball.
What time was it?
To pick up the basketball.
What time was it?
That don't mean you can't call
What
me.
time was it?
That
It
does
was
not mean-
at night, pitch black,
does not
after
mean
the
you can't
Lakers
call
game
me.
specifically.
Quick question, y'all.
Yes.
Y'all mind if I finish the intro of this episode?
Go ahead.
So with that being said, we're here today to talk about which NBA teams need to panic in these series. We'll talk about the Knicks. We'll talk about the Hawks. See which one of them needs to panic. Every single team in every single playoff series will get a panic meter. Yes or no, panic time or not. We'll go through every series. I'll cue this intro music. Hold off for about 20 seconds while the intro music plays. Then we'll get back into Knicks versus Hawks.
Intro music. I'm gonna hog tie him and force him to put this shit.
You're gonna hog tie him?
Yes. He has to.
Why would he hog
Why would he hog tie?
Why would he hog tie?
Because you don't want to put it on. What do you mean? You gotta put it on.
Hey, play the intro music before he says some more freaky shit. We're throwing it back.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
He was bragging. I need this shit.
The cranium is crazy. Oh my god. Crown eaters rejoice.
So, all right, keep going. Music's over. What are we seeing in Knicks versus Hawks? It is 2-2. Like I said, after game 3, when the Hawks went up 2-1, when CJ McCollum hit another big shot, when Mikal Bridges bricked a mid-range shot, it's a damn shame that happened on the weekend where we're not recording, because that was one of the funniest things ever. B. Scholes showed a screenshot of the reaction video we had of Donovan. It was a scene. We were here at my house watching the draft and that game. Shit was hilarious. And then that set us up where we were talking, oh my God, I think we're going to go down 3-1. What is happening right now? Then they came back. Knicks obviously came back and responded. Series even 2-2. What do we see in that series in terms of the Knicks responding to going down 2-1?
I think we see the dominance, especially in game 4. We see the dominance that Cat has. We see that there's nobody on this team that has the complete package to guard Cat. You saw, honestly, one of the best games that he's played. He had some games last year in the playoffs that were crazy, but you've seen one of his best playoff games of his career in terms of the passing, in terms of the rebounding, him being a timely scorer, shot making. He had one where he was driving left, falling, hitting the shot off of the backboard, going the wrong way. I mean, he was fantastic. And between him and OG Anunoby, I mean, those two guys really stepped up, especially because Jalen Brunson this series has not been amazing. And you could just say poor. You could just say bad by his standards. But
51% true shooting.
It hasn't been great. But even though that the shooting wasn't great in game 4, I was so happy with what I saw from Brunson, because the last 2 games I was up here screaming about, you have to move the ball. You have to be able to get off of the ball and be more of a facilitating point guard, get other people involved. Like, it's really not just you out there. And you saw a lot of that in game 4. And you saw Cat getting touches early. You saw even Mikal Bridges getting involved in certain points. And so between everybody on that team, I feel like game 4 was the best team performance that they've had this entire series, and maybe even dating back to a couple games leading into the playoffs. So if they play like that, also defensively, swarming around, that combination, that's something where, yes, they can go out and win the next 2 games, wrap this up in 6, and then move on to the next round.
Yeah. And that's what we talked about in our preview. The main thing we talked about when we were given the back and forth about, here's what the Hawks are doing well post Trae Young trade, here's the Knicks are doing poor and well in the second half of the season. Lots of ups and downs. Basically, what you just described about the first part of the series into this game was the whole conversation around the Knicks. Sometimes they default to too much Jalen Brunson ball. The ball isn't moving around enough. Now we're back to where we've always been for the past 2 years. How are you going to maximize Cat? All these questions, because the system isn't flowing the way you'd want it to at its peak. But then we get moments like this past game, like we've had in the regular season, where you see the full vision and Cat's having a monstrous season, right? On the other side, we talked about the Hawks, as well as they've been defending, as well as they've been swarming with all these switchable defenders, all these guard defenders that apply pressure to the ball. They have absolutely nobody that can stay in front of Karl-Anthony Towns, nobody with that size, speed, shooting combination that can do anything with them. Onyeka's too small. Jalen Johnson's way too small. There's no big guy that can give you any other type of look. You assumed it'd be free eats. It wasn't for 2 games, and then they just figured it out on a whim. Are you terrified? Mo, I'll ask you the question. Is it time for the Hawks to panic?
I mean, to panic, no. You should never be in a situation to where you're panicking because at the end of the day,
so
bro,
no one should be
the
panicking
guys
this
who
episode.
are leading this franchise right now, the guys who've been like playing the best basketball, playoff basketball for this team, are guys who weren't even here back in November, back in December, back in January at all. It's CJ McCollum and Kuminga who are really like being difference makers for this team. Jalen Johnson's averaging 19 points on 41% shooting from the field. He's been piss poor. Dyson Daniels averaging 6 points, bruh. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, the MIP, who's averaged 20 points per game for this whole season. And he's really been one of the better stories of this year. He's averaging like 13 points, shooting like 37, 36% from the field. I am in no position to panic right now because
37?
at the end of the day,
37?
yes, it's ridiculous.
Try 34.
It's ridiculous. Good
Yeah,
grief. That's even
it's
worse
bad.
than I thought. I am in no position to worry because I'm not even supposed to be here right now. And the fact that I am, and I can say that, oh, wow, like there's certain parts of this team that like can work and have like completely restructured and reframed their whole entire identity in them, not even the middle of the season, towards the back half of the year. That's amazing. So if there's things to panic about, it's like, okay, fuck, like Jalen Johnson, things are getting really spooky with him, and all the things that I said about him when it comes to my worries postseason are coming into fruition. Dyson Daniels, there's some wonky things to work out with him in his game as well. And Nikhil Alexander-Walker, like that's just like, hey man, like game is game. At the end of the day, they're doing a great job when it comes to concealing him and taking away a lot of like simple pocket passes that really like help his ability to roam around the court and all that. So
Souls,
Yes.
do me a favor. Hit
Yes.
that sound effect. Womp, womp, womp.
ain't no womps over here, bro.
No,
If you're
it's
huffing,
such
you're
a minor league loser mentality.
That was so weak. That was
What
weak
is
as hell.
loser about it,
That
bro?
was weak as hell.
What?
Weak as hell. They figured us out. Maybe we're not going to defend Cat. Maybe they have a new way that can come back.
Bro,
and respond
Cat been
to
giving
it.
us back shots for 10
said,
fucking years.
I'm
He's
not
been
even
like
supposed
that
to
on
be
the Hawks.
here. I
He's
didn't
been
even think
like
I'd make
that.
it this far.
I'm
happy.
actually
To
disappointed.
say that we-
ago.
to
2
say we
days
got
ago,
two
well, shut the
games is
fuck up.
amazing,
CJ McCollum's
bro.
gonna kick your ass now.
Brothers, we
Everything's
shouldn't
a
be
cherry
here
on
right now.
top.
Yeah.
The audacity to do that and to have that whole spiel and still come up here with the paper bag and be like, here, put this on.
You should put it on.
You can't have
Your
that.
expectations are failing me right
You
now. Do you
can't-
understand
you
that?
can't
My
do that.
expectations are not failing me. That's the difference between me and you right now. Do you understand that? I'm not supposed to be here. I agree with you that we're supposed to lose, yes, but not in this manner. What the fuck?
You're the 5 seed.
You're coming away with fucking licks. You know
No.
what I'm saying? We're the 5 seed, but we were the 9th a couple weeks ago.
Now,
Or 6 seed, my bad.
Now, and I did say, well, technically, I know the path is crazy. Technically,
Yes.
according to my prediction, we're right on track. I said that the Knicks would win in 6. It's 2-2. You have to lose 2 to win in 6. So
They always forget about
they
that. man.
always do.
They always
They
do.
always
math,
do.
simple math.
And so right now we're back. We have home court advantage. If it goes to a game 7, yes, I will be nervous. Even at this point, we're talking about should they panic? Yes,
The Knicks should be
you
100%.
should panic because there have been 2 games where CJ McCollum has been able to get his game off. I do think that we are far enough in the series to where you haven't had a start to finish amazing Jalen Brunson scoring game, and for that reason, he also left a little bit because he had the left ankle thing, which happens basically every 10 games, every 2 games in the playoffs. But those combinations, yeah, you should probably be worried, and you should play with that amount of panic and desperation every single night so that you can come out and handle business. And I think that they definitely do have something in them where they do respond pretty well. It's just the overall thing that we always talk about with the Knicks, which is why do you have to let it get to that point, right?
Yeah.
We 100% should have had these opportunities and taken advantage of them. And they right now have a great opportunity, and I hope that they don't fumble it. And
Yeah.
that's where I'm at right now.
When it comes to the Knicks, like I would 110% be panicking. Both of these teams should be panicking, obviously. But for the Knicks specifically, like you guys have like way more to mortgage. You have like a guy who you traded 7 picks for, and he's not doing a damn fucking thing. Got 20 minutes and 19 minutes on back-to-back games, and he's been pretty much like non-existent side of like his great defensive presence 2 games ago or whatever. But overall, at the end of the day, when it comes to where you guys should be at and how there's so many weird kinks, Mike Brown's been like pretty much outcoached this series, which I think is pretty fair to say. I would be panicking because I feel like the ceiling is a little lower than what we all thought it should be when it comes to, and then on top of that too, it's like, okay, like the whole Jalen Brunson conversation is like, it's a little murky now if he's not like hitting all these tough turnarounds and really getting his shoulder into you, which he still is doing, but not converting on those plays. There's no real conversation to be had when it comes to you guys like further advancing in the East.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Also, last thing, at least for me on the Knicks, I want to be on record. I want to plant my flag. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I will ride and die for Josh Hart. I understand after every game, especially after game 3, every single Knicks fan was like, "You can't play Josh Hart. Oh my goodness, when his bat is bad." I understand that. Look what he does when he's out here though. He's had games this series where he's had double-digit rebounds, his steals, his activity, him pushing the ball in transition. In Game 3, it wasn't great. The Hawks' defense, it was very good, and CJ himself was really good timing stuff up. Listen, Josh Hart has no more fans. I am dead.
Okay. He's shooting a whopping 13% from 3 in this series.
Relax, man.
Not
Not
even matter
everybody's
to me.
perfect.
I think
That-
every
that-
team
that-
needs a player like him, though.
Yeah, everyone needs
Yeah.
a non-shooter. It's really important.
No,
No, but 11 rebounds is crazy. And obviously, like everything you said, he's been defending really well too. So very good like representation of like how to be impactful without shooting well. But I'd like to see him shoot a little bit better because the most point, I agree that the Knicks are still in. They should win the series.
Yeah.
I think especially with the momentum they're getting with this last game, figuring out the cat stuff, figuring out the Jalen Brunson off-ball stuff. I say figuring out. It's always a push and pull with the Knicks. So it's like us hoping that they carry the momentum for at least 2 more games and can close them out in 6. We'll see. You know, there's been a lot of games they should win, and then CJ McCollum magic happens. So you can't write it off as they're going to close it out in the next 2. But the momentum is there. The games they've lost, like I said, they probably should have won and they choked. Whereas the games they do win, they beat the fuck out of the Hawks. That's typically a good sign for the favorite. Being the favorite, just playing with their food a little bit. But I am a little concerned, to Mo's point, about should the Knicks panic as far as this performance representing what they're going to do in the next rounds. I wouldn't be feeling super confident in the fact that Jalen Brunson isn't playing dominant basketball like we've seen in the past playoff rounds. Like we mentioned, when we did our playoff pressure rankings, he was near the top because for Jalen Brunson to be Jalen Brunson and maintain this top 10 player in the world respect that he gets, he needs to be a nuclear playoff performer. Not a little bit less efficient than league average because it's natural for a guard to drop off a little bit in efficiency in the playoff setting. It's normal, yada, yada. No, he needs to be dominant. And he has been for 2 straight years, and that's why he gets the respect despite his flaws. Would like to see a little bit better in the last few games of the first round to at least give you confidence that he's going to do that in the next series. Granted, Nick Alexander Walker and Dyson Daniels is a tough matchup, so you can understand it a little bit. But you can't really have that like, oh, I understand it. He needs to just be better than expected.
He does.
Otherwise, Becky Hammond is right.
He does.
She's been
so
right.
sneak that in there.
Like literally, if he is not God amongst men, die at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in terms of mid-range shooting and being resilient, Becky Hammond was right.
You're right. You're right, and he does have to be better. I didn't think he was going to be this bad. I did think that this series specifically, we weren't going to get the crazy Brunson just for those matchups. That's tough.
Very tough.
It's very very hard.
And Onyeka can switch.
Yeah, doing the Jalen Brunson things against this lineup, and if they can get to the second round, right, play Boston, then we'll see what happens there. In that
Not really
series.
easier matchup either.
I know it just gets
Yeah,
worse.
Jalen Brunson's going to need to turn up against
know.
us. I ain't going to lie.
He's gonna have to.
He will. It's just. I mean, he's had success, and it was kind of the same thing last year where they were going up against Drew and Derek White, and obviously Mazzulla and his ability to scheme, and you have Tatum and Brown, you have everybody.
Yep.
Those guys are still there. Drew's not there this year, and Jalen's had some success against Derek White in the past, so that's why I feel a little bit like kind of calm or like okay that we can still have a series with Jalen Brunson looks like that. But right now the focus 100%. Just take care of business, especially in Game 5. There's no world where they can go down 3-2, and I would feel any type of, I don't know, zen about the outcome of the series.
Okay. So Hawks obviously panicked. The Knicks might have figured them out a little bit. They're playing with house money, but in terms of winning the series, the Hawks are clearly in panic mode. They lost their 2-1 lead, and there's no reason as the series goes on to feel more confident in the Hawks unless they continue to have clutch performances that scare us all. Knicks, not panicking in the grand scheme of this series, but long term, you need to see some positive regression from Jalen Brunson. Otherwise, it's going to be a little panicky going to the Boston series.
Mikal Bridges do something for
Something.
me, man.
But it's very important, especially against the Celtics, if we are looking forward to the next round and giving the Hawks no credit. Very important that Cat is able to eat. Very important that he can play Nemias Queta off the court, play fucking Vucevic off the court, like be able to.
Oh, that's
expose.
easy.
Yeah, Boots is getting killed.
Playing Vooch off the court is easy.
Yeah. Mad easy, right? We've seen years where Cat doesn't make the easy matchups get off the court. So very important he carries his momentum into the next series that can actually be that mismatch to make those guys suffer.
Yeah.
Because Nemias Queta is a fantastic shot blocker when he has position, but not the biggest guy, can get out rebound a little bit. If you get him out to the perimeter, you can use Cat speed against him. Him dominating is like the one recipe for them upsetting the Celtics.
Yeah.
Man, I need Boots on that floor.
I don't put guards out there. I'm so off of him,
guards
dog.
out, oh my
Yo,
God.
Stevens, you miss with that one, man. Everyone misses. You miss.
Right, we'll get to them in a little bit. We'll let you get off your Joel Embiid hate in about 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Let's move on to a series that we need to talk about up top. The topic of this episode, as you see by the title, is about teams that should panic. Nobody in the NBA right now should be panicking more than Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets versus Timberwolves. Which one of these teams should panic? Let's talk about what we've seen. And I say that. Let's talk about what we've seen. It's time for some Nikola Jokic slander.
Whoa, coming from you?
It's time to be fucking
man.
honest. This is his 2011 Mavs series in terms of Bron's career.
Okay.
This is a disastrous performance from Nikola Jokic.
This is the first blight in his career, probably. I agree with you.
It's the second blight in a row, but against the Oklahoma City Thunder when he performs poorly and shoots some tour dates here and there, you understand it because he's playing the greatest defense in the modern NBA. So I don't hold anybody's performance against them, against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Just as a rule of thumb, if you get locked up, salute. Everybody probably should get locked up by the Thunder. You can kind of say something similar about Rudy Gobert. That last year you played the best defense of your generation. Now you're playing the best defender of your generation. He's giving you fits. We can kind of understand that, right? Sure. You can tell yourself that in terms of Nikola Jokic's offense and his scoring and him getting locked up in the post by Rudy Gobert. So be it. His defense is goddamn cataclysmic right now. His defense is an utter disaster. Both sides of the court, he is simply losing his matchup and is not performing anywhere near the best in the world. And I'm starting this conversation focused on Jokic because I think it's important that we acknowledge that he is not playing anything to the level of the best in the world that we've seen give Rudy Gobert fits for years. But also this whole goddamn team to lose to the Timberwolves when Anthony Edwards hyperextends his knee, when Dante DiVincenzo tears his Achilles in the first quarter tragically, to get walked the fuck down by Ayo Dosunmu, who looked like he lost no production compared to Anthony Edwards on ball. This team is the epitome of Charmin fucking soft. It is ridiculous. And in some ways, they told us who they are all year. All year they told us, we're not going to play any defense. Everybody that said thinks we're going to flip the switch and be some dominant team like we've seen in 2023 come playoff time just because we're the Nuggets, shit was naive. They are who they thought they were. They are a mediocre defense. And when Nikola Jokic isn't playing well enough to make them have that buzzsaw offense they had in the second half of the season, they simply are getting exposed by a bigger, stronger team. Again.
Yeah,
Bro,
this
this
is
is
horrible.
easily like the most disappointing outcome right now. Even if the Nuggets come back and win, no one's going to care because the process of it was just really junky. Talk about Nikola Jokic. He deserves all that. And also, like, I remember coming into this series, we were like, yo, like, this Denver Nuggets team is not the same Denver Nuggets team that was from the years before. You know, Nikola Jokic is different. He leveled up, which is true. Now he seems like he's leveled down in the playoffs against Rudy Gobert specifically. He hasn't been towards the chamber. But more so, bro, Jamal Murray, what's happened? We came up here also saying this is not the same Jamal Murray from years past that Jaden McDaniels has given real issues to. And yo, Jamal Murray, this is some of the worst basketball he's playing literally all year. He's averaging like 26, shooting sub like 38% from the field, shooting like 25% from the 3-point line.
Yep. If
he's not going at all, I don't want to say it doesn't matter what Jokic is doing, but because of the situation the Nuggets are in right now and how their offense just has been clunky and no one has been like hitting all cylinders, especially Jokic, you don't have anyone else to come out save you. There's no Michael Porter Jr. saving you. There's none of that. Tim Hardaway Jr. has yet to have one of those games, and he was like a really good 6 Man of the Year candidate. Did he win it actually? Is that a 6 Man of the Year?
I don't think it's been announced yet. No, Keldon Johnson won.
Oh yeah,
Big
Keldon Johnson
announced.
won. You're right. Yeah.
Tim Hardaway Jr. was third.
But he was a candidate. He was averaging like fucking 13, 14 a game.
And it was very, very dependable. And if you're dependent on Tim Hardaway Jr., you're in hell.
Told you.
I was very wrong about this series. This is the one series I said I was confident in. We did the whole predictions episode. I never feel like confident in playoff series. I said this is the one that I'm confident that the Nuggets will win in six games. That's like respectable because the Timberwolves are good. But I had no doubts the Nuggets would take care of them.
Bro, I said 5.
You said 5. Maybe I can't remember. Maybe I said 5 too. It was either 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I said I don't know what the margin will be, but there's no part of me that doesn't believe the Nuggets are the better team. Now, part of that is having too much faith in the Denver Nuggets. Second half of the year, or really last 20 games, their offense was so goddamn good. They were coming in on a high note that I had faith in them. Even though all year I didn't have faith in their defense at all, I said they can at least take care of the Timberwolves because the main thing I was wrong about. These Minnesota Timberwolves, they do this every year and I keep falling for it. They play mediocre as hell for the last 40 games of the year. They have these weird chemistry issues, these weird identity issues where you're like, okay, surely they're going to go into the playoffs on this low note and see a great team like Nikola Jokic's Denver Nuggets and just get blasted because they're not ready, right? They're not going into the playoffs with the right mindset. I got to realize, Chris Finch has never made an adjustment a day in his life that will impress you. But he will make these athletic motherfuckers impose their will against a mediocre, soft, offensive slanted team. 3rd year in a row. First time we see the first year Kevin Durant on Phoenix Suns, the Minnesota Timberwolves punk the shit out of them. Get them out of here in 5. Next year, we see a Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Austin Reeves Lakers team kind of clicking on a small run going into the playoffs with this finesse 3 ball handlers thing, kind of similar to that Suns team. The Timberwolves punked them out their fucking shoes. 3rd year in a row, they go against the best offense in the league for the last 20 games, and they punked the hell out of them. This is just what the Timberwolves do, and they are immensely oppressive. If you are not a physical team, the Timberwolves will punch you in the chin, and you will fall down every time.
And they will punch you in the chin because they don't respect you, and Jaden McDaniels has made that abundantly clear that he does not respect anybody. He does not respect or fear Nikola Jokic.
Yep.
And Jokic at this point, and we've known it, but especially like for this version of the Nuggets and them being soft, Jokic's sore loserness is at the top of it. Where anytime that they're losing, they're getting blown out, he's gonna snap and he's gonna run over and try and grab somebody and start a fight. Which on a certain level, I guess like I'm gonna leave it with something. But
it's funny to say that. It's funny for us to say that. It's not funny when Nikola Jokic is actually doing it consistently. It's not funny at all.
Yeah. And it's just like you had all this ferocity, all this aggressiveness in your body. Why don't you use it to get a stop? Right? Why don't you use it to get locked up? Rudy Gobert has embarrassed you for 4 games now.
Crazy.
Sounds like you can move them puppies, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they like this 100% should not be the case. 3-1.
Crazy.
That's insane.
Down 3-1.
You were the better team. Like everything I said in the predictions episode of why I felt confident in them, I don't think was wrong. It just has not translated because they just simply have not performed. And Rudy Gobert has leveled up in terms of his ability to defend Jokic one-on-one. Maybe, to be fair, maybe part of it is Nikola Jokic dealing with that injury that has neutered his defense second half of the year. I'm sure it has some effects on his offense. We've seen the pictures that he looks fucking emaciated. It looks like he lost all this weight compared to where he was 3 weeks ago. I'm sure that plays a part and he's not 100%. Doesn't matter. This is him playing at 20%. It's ridiculous. Like everything that we saw, the advantages they had with how good their offense was playing, how Jamal Murray had leveled up and we thought he wouldn't get locked up by Jaden McDaniels again. I don't think any of that was wrong. They're just performing so unbelievably piss poor in just pure physicality. Like you really can't you can't slander them enough. Like in terms of this episode being a panic meter, 100 out of 10 panic. This is truly pitiful from a team that kind of just looks like their championship window passed them by.
Yeah, literally. And at this point in time, like when it comes to, I'm not going to say when it comes to like this era and their championship window is over necessarily, but there's so many like questions that have to be asked because like this team is not the youngest team at all. All these guys are like literally 30 years old or like towards the pinnacle of that when it comes to athletic prime. And then on top of that too, like you have massive questions when it comes to, okay, fuck, we just gave Christian Brown like $140 million over the next few years.
That's horrible.
That's how you win the window. That's how you destroy a championship window right there. One individual contract that you thought was right because he had a good season in his contract year has just proven to be a bad contract. Just straight up bad contract.
Yeah, I agree. And we're saying all this and like we give a lot of praise to the Timberwolves. Shout out to Chris Finch for getting these guys to lock in or whatever. But more so like I think my biggest issue with the Timberwolves was seeing how Julius Randle was playing towards the end of the year and how he's been playing in the playoffs. He's been good, but his numbers aren't even wildly impressive too. He's shooting like 42% from the field, 18% from 3. He's not winning you this goddamn series.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The things we pointed to pre-series about the Timberwolves are true. He is shooting bad. It should be a problem, and it's just not because the Nuggets are that deeply unserious. Crazy.
The Jamal Murray stuff also is, and you mentioned it, he's played like 3 more minutes than Nikola Jokic. He's taken like 7 more threes. Jokic is shooting 39% from the field. Jamal Murray is shooting 37%. This is disgusting, brother, to the max.
Yeah.
I mean, they have not been able to do anything, and I think for Jamal Murray, it is interesting because this is the one year where it's flipped and it's like you've actually been healthy for the most part of this year. You played your best regular season of your entire career. Everyone's like, wow, you leveled up. You're playoff Jamal Murray for the entire regular season. And then you come into this playoff series and now you're playing like regular season Jamal Murray from years past. And there's no let up. And so when you have those two guys not performing, when you have Aaron Gordon in and out the lineup, dealing with his injury as well, Peyton Watson hasn't played this series. We're right back to the situation that we were in last year of this team has really six guys that you can legitimately trust to give you solid minutes. And Jokic and Murray are so dependent, or the team is so dependent on them carrying everybody else up. And they're not living up to their expectations. Jokic's 3-point shot has fallen off a cliff
Yeah.
And last year, Jokic is shooting like 43% from 3, and we're like, oh my gosh, he's 7-1, shooting 44%. He's shooting 19% from 3 this series. It's tragic.
And this has happened in several playoff series in the past couple of years. And again, we can excuse it when it's OKC defense. And maybe you can excuse it to yourself when it's Rudy Gobert. The defense provides no impact.
Yeah, if you're the best in the world, am I expecting you to come out here and have a 35-point triple-double on record efficiency against absolutely everybody? No, I do expect there to be some type of drop-off.
Yep.
This is worse than
50% true shooting.
That's
You would
insane.
think that's like the biggest of red flags for Nikola Jokic, one of the most efficient players in NBA history. And people are doing a lot of revisionist history now on Twitter. They're finding a way to get their licks in, saying he was never that great. Can't believe y'all put him in these conversations. No, he was that great. He's just not that great right now. This is several tiers below what we know Nikola Jokic is capable of. And maybe he's just not the same anymore. If that's going to be a takeaway, and maybe he's no longer best in the world level, okay, sure. Maybe that's the case. We will see. They are down 3-1. We mentioned in the beginning, we didn't spend enough time talking about it. Anthony Edwards will miss several weeks. Dante DiVincenzo was done for this season. They might have the most unethical 3-1 comeback of all time.
I know.
And that's fucking disgusting to me. I really hope they lose this game because they deserve it, and they deserve to look in the mirror and have to make serious changes. If they come back and win this because they got gifted to them by Anthony Edwards' knee, disgusting. But so be it. That's still possible for them to come back and for Nikola Jokic to have a bounce back series in the next series, right? The story isn't 100% written. As far as my perception goes, the shit's written. I don't even care if they come back and win. I don't care if he goes crazy against the Spurs. This is disgusting. And because of the offense and everything that's struggling against Gobert, because the defense has been Olay at the rim, like it has been all year post-injury, no defensive presence at all. Nikola Jokic's defense is the worst it's ever been. I think it's totally fair for people to say that he's no longer best in the world. We've been flirting with that for months.
Absolutely.
We made a video where we were like, low-key, Shea's 1A, 1B. We're just kind of not ready to say it because Jokic hasn't lost his title. This is how you lose that title and how Shea becomes unanimous and maybe Wemby becomes second.
Let's keep it a bean. The only reason he's in these conversations is purely because of his offense.
Well, yeah.
When he's not consistent, you're done. You're cooked.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why IGA is still in these conversations and why I am so impressed with him throughout this whole season is because of his consistency. When you are not that, what are you?
And that's the part. Normally he is. So
Yeah.
it's a weird thing that this is not normally who he is. And people are there getting their licks off being like, I told y'all he's overrated. Okay, fine. But this isn't normal. This is a strange one-off series in which he is just getting dominated. And we've never seen that. And that's why he's kept that best in the world title so firm, because in past years, he's felt like the fucking boogeyman.
Yeah,
the way that they just swept LeBron and AD with ease 2 years ago. There's stuff like that they just, you walk in the series, you felt like Nikola Jokic would be that Mr. Consistency, would destroy you in the fourth quarter. That's why I came up here and said, in a series where I think neither team can defend each other, I will always side with Jokic in the clutch because we've seen years where he is unfathomably consistent in the clutch. Not today.
Yeah, man. There has to be some up with him. Going back to what you said, he looks sickly and he's lost a ton of weight or whatever. He's playing disgustingly, so he might as well be sickly too as well, bro. I think after the series happens, regardless of what happens, whether they win or lose, we should hear something about as to why he's been playing to this level, and maybe there's something else that hasn't been talked about just yet. But even then, regardless of the facts, bro, Rudy Gobert, generational. He's having a fucking masterclass defensive series, bro. The Nuggets, I think they're damn near number one offense in the league. And right now, I think they're playing a bottom 5 offense in the entire league right now at this point in time. And so, going back to it, something else I wanted to talk about is Anthony Edwards wasn't even doing normal Anthony Edwards thing. Outside of Rudy Gobert, and I guess Ayo Dosunmu, and you could have said Dante DiVincenzo too before he tore his Achilles. No one's having one of those series at all. These guys are just kicking their ass, and they're realizing we're so much faster and so much younger and so much more spry than this old ass Denver Nuggets team. And it's just it's just sad.
I will say I do want to give an apology to the Minnesota Timberwolves because I did go on this podcast a couple of weeks ago saying every year they just get worse and worse and just overcompensates. I think this series is kind of changing my tune. Every year they just figure it out.
Yeah.
They just figure out how to be a competitive playoff team. When you roll out the ball, they look great.
Well, I would also say that I don't want to overreact too much in terms of T-Wolves glaze. I applaud them 100% for punching them in their teeth, like I said. This, to me, is almost more about the Nuggets falling apart. You said, Ant is not efficient this series. Julius Randle not efficient this series. JD McDaniels is not particularly efficient. Ayo is averaging 22 on 78% true shooting, so he's just God,
lit.
I guess.
He's
He's just a demon, and that's been the difference,
That's
right?
Ant.
Yeah, he's 1 for 1. There's Anthony Edwards
it.
production. I applaud them for what I said in the beginning. If you are not a physical team, they will physically dominate you. And they have maintained that ethos over the years as their offensive cast has changed around them.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how that looks in the next round if they make it. Actually, maybe not say that. It's unfortunate they just won of Ant, so maybe it doesn't matter. I would have been curious to see how that looks in the next round where they face a team that isn't so physically frail like the Nuggets have been. And I wonder if we look up and they are the Timberwolves we thought they were, which, like I said, is a team physically capable of dominating a team that isn't ready like the Nuggets are. But I wonder if we'll just look up and say, wow, the Nuggets were absolutely pitiful. And like, maybe the Timberwolves were good and impressive, but weren't like, oh my God, insane. The Nuggets were just that downtrodden.
I do want to ask y'all, with the reality of Ant's injury and the Dante injury, would y'all still rather see the Minnesota Timberwolves move on, or would you rather see the Nuggets more healthy move on?
I out of pure entertainment, I guess the Nuggets, because we would get Jokic versus Wemby in the second round.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see Julius Randle and Ayo have to go up against the Spurs.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're up 3-1 and they can hang with Denver, obviously. Listen, no Ant, no Dante. Are we putting something down for Rudy Gobert to score 20 tonight?
What is wrong with you?
It's 15 to 1 odds. I've been thinking about it for the last 5 minutes.
Brother, put it down.
Because it is like, there have been, especially last year, Rudy had the crazy game against the Lakers where he had 27 and 20. He had 2 years ago the wild fadeaway in Denver. You know, that altitude is crazy. Weird things happen. This series is already wonky. I don't expect Ayo to come out here and score 40 points again. He might, just because the defense is bad. But when you start thinking about the production, it's not like they're only gonna score 80 points. Like the Nuggets clearly can't stop anybody on their team. Is Rudy getting 20 tonight?
No, I think what it might
Maybe.
be is if the Timberwolves do win this series, then I think they're in for like a Nas Reed game because he hasn't like particularly popped off just yet, and he can give you like
he had 17 in game 4. It would be just out of pure entertainment and just funny. It would be hilarious if Rudy Gobert has this like generational like defensive series and is really putting Jokic in a straitjacket, and then it's like, oh yeah, on the way out.
Do you respect Rudy more?
I really could have dimed you up, but I was just playing defense.
Do you respect Rudy more after this
Yes,
series?
I do.
How
you
could
think
you
your
not?
dad does?
Yes, I do.
You think your dad does?
Yes.
Have you talked to him about it?
Yeah.
We talked a little bit. I haven't gone super in depth on this series.
Yeah. Man,
But I'm sure he does.
Must. Okay.
to answer your question, it'd be more entertaining to see the Nuggets the next round, obviously, because the Timberwolves aren't whole. But I very much hope the Nuggets lose tonight and get out of here in gentleman's sweep, just because they absolutely deserve to go out sad, because they have for 4 straight games. And again, I will be sick to my stomach if they have this 3-1 comeback handed to them. It will be, in no exaggeration, the least respectable 3-1 comeback in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
It'll make you sick to my stomach.
That's so tough.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel it.
And you know what's great looking
Still.
back? Like, the amount of, like, it's tough because on one hand, I understand why everyone has so much faith in the Nuggets because they, again, had who's perceived to be the best player in the world, who has, outside of being locked up by the Thunder, never really failed in the playoffs as far as his production goes. He has been consistent. Lost series, of course, when the team's overmanned, but he's performed at his level in which we say that's the best player in the world pretty much since he entered his prime, right? Outside of that and the trust that he gets, people were doing a lot for Tim Hardaway Jr. and Jonas Valanciunas additions. Best supporting cast he's ever had. Also, Peyton Watson's hurt. So maybe that's a big part of it. So much faith was given to them when they were so bad defensively for the whole second half of the season that I came up here and I said, I'm pretty sure that the champion will be one of the Thunder, Spurs, or Celtics. Maintain that all the teams in the second tier, like the Nuggets, like the Pistons, whoever else you want to throw in there, to me had like a very small chance of actually winning the championship because of their flaws. But man, everybody else, whoever else had strong opinions about the Nuggets being championship contenders. A lot of people still said they were their favorites. Had a lot of faith in Nikola Jokic to make up for all those weaknesses defensively.
Which it's kind of fair.
It is until it isn't.
It's kind of fair. And even if he wasn't, if Jokic wasn't this bad, the series would be 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
They could get a game if he was 10% better. But because he's playing offensively at the worst we've ever seen him since he's been Jokic, that puts everything else on the back burner. Nothing else falls into place. They've won series where the defense hasn't been amazing. They've won series where Jamal Murray wasn't that guy. They've won series where their shooters have not been shooters. And it's because Nikola Jokic has been that guy.
Yep.
So it's obviously we're looking at it right now. It's like, oh yeah, we should have known. We should have seen it, and we should have taken the data that was given to us 25 games prior. But also, this is kind of what happens when you have the best player in the world, somebody that people are already saying, yeah, that's the top 15 player of all time.
Yeah. I think both are true. That we should have paid more credence to it. And I'm not even saying we weren't like Nuggets to win the championship. Some people were. So not even necessarily speaking about us. I think we talked a good amount about the Nuggets defense being so bad and being such a debilitating factor when they faced the real contenders. It just ended up being a debilitating factor against the Timberwolves, which we didn't see. We thought they had a little bit higher of a floor. But it is an understandable bias. Like, you're going to give Nikola Jokic that credit until he shows you shouldn't give it to him anymore. So it's not crazy to let him mask everything. But now we see the limitations of that not everybody stays completely infallible for forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he had that pressure on him, too.
Is Shea the best player in the world?
Yes.
No debate?
Right now, no.
Yeah.
I would have.
It's fair.
Yeah, I think I would have taken Shea as best in the world when we had the conversation, because he was already on track. And listen, the stuff he's doing in this series, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself because at the end of the day, it is the Phoenix Suns, and they are much better. But yo, the stuff he's doing is ridiculous.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's talk about the Timberwolves Nuggets. Let's transition to that series. Oklahoma City Thunder versus Phoenix Suns. Very quick conversation. Thunder up 3-1. Should be a sweep. 3-0. Should be a sweep. You said you don't want to get ahead of yourself because it is the Suns, and Shea just had one of the most efficient playoff games I've ever seen. Insane. But it is just the Suns, so you don't want to go too far. I have no Suns tax in my head. They've played a very good defense. Like, Jordan Knott is a very good defensive coach. The new meta right now in the NBA is to go, not meta, because that makes it sound like it's a new thing, but the current meta that shifts over time with the years is to go all out, throwing all this defensive coverage to the stars and making role player shooters beat you, throwing tons of gap help, not letting these guys get to the rim and making the others beat you. Because you've kind of reached this point in the three-point era where at first it was don't help on the threes because if they get three-point volume up, that's how they win the math, right? So James Harden had all these driving angles. LeBron had all these driving angles. And it was about these dominant ball handlers being able to take advantage of the spacing. That was like the late 2010s. Now we're at the point where defenses have gotten so smart, they've gone the other way, where we're going to say, hold on, you can't have this many consistent shooters out there. Let's let your shaky shooters beat us, right? That's how we saw the Thunder get pushed to 7 last year, with lots of gap help, lots of Blue Dort missed threes, lots of Case and Wallace missed threes. Jordan Knott is fully capable of that, and he understands all that. He's done all that. Hasn't mattered. Shea has fried a very smart defensive game plan against him that I don't think we need to do it's impressive, but it's the Suns. No, this is an impressive defense to fry like this.
Yeah, I agree. I think, although, like, if you look at the final box scores and the counting stats, like this series doesn't seem like, oh my god, like the Suns are getting walked on, but they're not really. Like, they're fighting, and guys like Dylan Brooks and Devin Booker, like, they're actually working hard defensively. I think OKC is just showcasing that they're just, like, obviously superior, and they leveled up in every single way imaginable. Players from, like, top to fucking bottom, you know?
Yeah. So not really a conversation to be had. Yes, the Suns should panic. They're about to get swept. No, the Thunder shouldn't panic. They lost Jada, but they're going to be completely fine. He's week to week. That you presume that won't be 3 or 4 weeks, ideally. So no, they shouldn't panic. Is there anything else you want to talk about the series that you've seen before we move on?
Shea's out here yelling, which has been a very fun. It's been a fun wrinkle. Yeah, it's been a fun wrinkle seeing him have this like addition to his personality. Where like all last year you see him very stale-faced, very stoic, right? He has this like nonchalant gimmick. He's this entire year when he's celebrating, he's doing all of his emotes super aggressively. He's chalant.
I love these chalant superstars, man.
Yeah.
We're seeing way more chalantness in the NBA now.
And that's needed. That's needed.
Because my guy talking shit too, but we'll get it.
Tatum's talking shit. Shea.
Yeah.
Wemby
He's doing
chalant.
it.
Luka chalant. They're all chalant these days.
Yeah, Jokic.
It's needed,
Done
man.
with you. We're so done with you.
So yes, I've respected the chalantness of Shea, especially in this playoff series. After all of the rough stuff that was happening after game 2, and then he comes back in this game just frying them, and he's like, I don't need the call. That was very
tough.
fire.
Yeah.
That was tough, yeah.
Yeah. J-Dub will be evaluated in 1 week. Then a week after that, they're going to take it every single week. AJ Mitchell took a lot of shots in this game. Phrasing, took a lot. But it was an important sign. Mark Dagnall had a crazy Aura Farm quote afterwards about that. If you want to pull it up, Beast, I forgot exactly what he said.
Yeah.
But it was in reference to AJ Mitchell getting a lot of volume up, but not shooting his best day.
He shot 5 for 20. That's hilarious.
Yeah. And he's like shoot or shoot, essentially.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you feel pulled up in a very, very Aura Farming way. So shout out Mark Dagnall for getting bars off.
Yeah, man.
He's getting influenced by his team now.
Yeah. He sees the Shea captions and he's getting a little bit of that injected into his veins.
He's like, I could do that too.
Dude, you know what? This is like a complete side mark, but Yo, one of the craziest things that I seen the other day on Instagram was Will Hardy, the Utah Jazz coach. He was talking about ore farming shit, bro. He be throwing up Instagram dumps, and he's playing like the most like normal Gen Z music ever, and like he has like a highlight reel of himself on Instagram. It's so crazy to see.
Shout out Will Hardy.
Will
Is it
Hardy
this
does Instagram.
Yeah,
What do you say,
Hardy.
Zuman?
How old is Will Hardy?
He's sub 40. I think he's like
He's
37.
38.
Yeah.
Wow,
Mark Dagnall and AJ Mitchell's Game 3 performance
So
on his
tough.
first ever playoff start.
it's so tough.
Well, he's obviously not shy, so that's a start. But winners fail and losers hide. He wasn't hiding.
Tough.
Clock it.
They understand the moment.
Good job, Mark. That's a good.
If you're still here, comment, is Mark Dagnall tough?
Do you think he workshopped that one?
Off the dome.
Nah, I
with
think,
Shane
yeah, I
a
think
lot,
that's
I
off the
think.
dome.
Okay. Good shit.
Yeah, I think that's off the dome.
Good shit.
Yeah.
When does it become unacceptable for a head coach to post Instagram dumps?
It's kind of on the line with him because it's like, Utah Jazz.
Is it acceptable for any coach?
Bezos, can you pull it up?
I'm just asking.
Can you pull Will Hardy's Instagram?
He's 30. He's 38 years old.
It's
When,
fine.
when do we age out of Instagram dumps? Is that a thing? Especially as an NBA head coach. Like if Doc Rivers was out here posting Instagram
Doc,
dumps.
what's he showing a dump of? He has nothing to
I'm
think.
surprised. Does Mitch Johnson post Instagram dumps? He seems like he would.
He's young enough to.
He doesn't have a face to me that screams I'm on Instagram.
Yeah. But neither does Will Hardy, too. It's just so fucking
You got to
off-putting.
log in to see it.
Oh, okay. It's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, nothing to panic about for the OKC Thunder. This should be a sweep or a gentleman's sweep if the Nuggets come out and have desperation and get one, is what it is.
Yeah.
Speaking of desperation to get one, Houston Rockets versus Lakers. Lakers went up 3-0 on the Houston Rockets since we last talked. They had a game in which the Rockets ended up being up 6 with 30 seconds left and somehow lost because they are a bunch of worms for brains, young players who made the stupidest decisions I've ever seen. 2 turnovers, one from Jabari Smith, and then a foul from Jayshawn Tate on a 3-point shot, and then a Reed Shepard complete pressing by LeBron James behind half court led to another 3 overtime. Lakers dominate. Then we go to this past game last night. The desperation of being down 3-0 at home, the Rockets defend home court in a game that basically the Lakers just completely had no gas. They were completely burnt out from the previous game. LeBron had his worst playoff game of his career, which I don't think is a exaggeration to say. His numbers, bastardly. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And the whole team just didn't have the juice that night. Luke Kennard didn't have it. Only person that came out to play was DeAndre Ayton, who had like 20 and 10 before getting ejected for punching a player in the face, essentially.
That wasn't even that bad to me, man.
Yeah, it was an accident. Şengün ducked, and then he went to bit his forearm, hit him in the face.
That was a straight fall.
Yeah. But it's because Şengün ducked, so he ended up just right to the chin.
I seen worse.
Whatever.
I understand it.
But he got
Yes,
ejected.
but he did deserve to get ejected.
I thought flagrant 1 was deserved. I understood why it was clearly accidental, but whatever. Didn't matter, because like I said, the Lakers had no juice. They had no ability to win this game, which happens a lot when you're up 3-0 and you're on the road. One team is desperation. One team is like, we're not going to lose 4 in a row. Nobody's ever done it. Kind of what you expect to see.
Yeah, especially when you're seeing a team like really like stretch out what they're used to doing in the output, including like from top to bottom. Currently on this roster with Luke Kennard, it should be expected he might have like a stinker here and there or whatever. Last night he had 7 points, shot 3 for 8, tough scene. But I mean, like, it is what it is. It happens.
Yeah.
Şengün played well.
Yeah, he is farming on Jackson Hayes' defense. Jackson Hayes can't do shit with him down there. Jackson Hayes is a fucking atrocious post defender. It's crazy. Like,
No 3-point attempts from Sengun. He's learning.
he's learning finally. But dude, Jackson Hayes is the worst post defender I've ever seen. He'll jump at every single pump fake, every single bullshit pump that Şengün throws. He'll jump and then allow Şengün to get to the paint.
Every pump fake. Şengün's physicality style works very well against Jackson Hayes.
He's so skinny.
He's pushing him up under the basket. So he was hooping yesterday. So yeah, shout out to them.
And men, basically the Rockets did in this game what they should have done all series. They were bigger and stronger and exerted their will and defensively clamped on the Lakers. Didn't let them get anything going because they have no ball handlers. Exerted themselves defensively, caused turnovers, got in transition. And Amin Thompson did a lot of plays where he just hung out in the dunker spot and just jumped way higher than Luke Kennard is physically capable of, which I expected to see from game 1 because Amin Thompson can jump very high.
Yeah.
Nobody on the Lakers can jump at all. It should be very simple.
Bro, I just don't understand what they be doing in those meetings, bro. What type of film do they be watching? What does their scouting notes look like at all, bro? Like Luke Kennard of all players should not have he should not be able to take breaks and just rest on defense at all, bro. Really, like obviously should have been doing this the entire series, and I continuously say this again. I think Ime Udoka is the worst coach that the entire playoffs have to fucking offer, bro. To see them finally doing this it's nice. You should have been doing this, but it's mind-boggling.
For the series now, Amen Thompson is at 20.5 points per game, 58% true shooting.
Yeah.
I'm like encouraged by Amen Thompson. It's just perhaps too little too late. Probably doesn't matter because they got embarrassed for those 3 games and found a way to go down 0-3. Again, nobody's ever gone down 0-3 and won a series. Can they be the first? Can they be the first? KD comes back. They don't blow a game.
The series
Are the doors open?
Unethical 3-0 comeback, man.
No, this would be the ethical one. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
This would be one that's okay.
You think so?
Yeah, because nobody got hurt on the Lakers. They just couldn't keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers already walked into the series like already cooked,
Depleted.
so.
Yeah. Also, I
It
don't
wouldn't
know.
be like wildly impressive, I would say, because it's like you shouldn't be here in the fucking first place. But considering like all the disadvantages that they have, and everyone knowing like your head coach is your head coach and he doesn't really like take accountability nor have adjustments in his bag at all, it would still be impressive.
So I asked the question: should the Rockets panic?
The Rockets, yes,
100%.
yes, they should panic. They're down 3-1.
You're dumbfounded by the question.
Of course, they should have panicked after game 1.
Yeah. And it's not even fun to talk about should they panic as far as the series goes. Like, you would think if history maintains, in fact, that again, nobody has ever came down from 0-3, you would think they should probably lose the series.
Yes.
Should they panic long term?
Yeah, but that was a regular season question as well. Of like, I don't think Şengün has performed up to the level you've invested into Kevin Durant. That doesn't look like it's working out either. Your head coach, you're saying he's the worst head coach in the playoffs right now. It's a lot of things that you were bigging yourself up for to be a real championship contender this year. And if all of that I understand it's a massive thing. If all of it hinges on Fred VanVleet, yes, you should panic.
Fred VanVleet and Steven Adams, though. So I don't even think that's like a very understandable caveat.
If I am Kevin Durant again, please tell me why I should return to the team next season.
Because who the fuck are you going to request a trade? What the fuck do you mean by that?
I mean, he's still Kevin Durant, but it's like if you're on this team, like what are you looking to achieve next year? I don't think he should be here at all.
No. If Kevin Durant has the audacity to request a trade,
he has the audacity to do a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
He's had the audacity. This is something that KD would do, I believe.
Sure. You know, he has free will. He's within his right to go to Rafael Stone and say whatever words he wants. Some of them might be arranged as, I would like to be traded.
Yeah.
That's possible in the grand scheme of things. I would be flabbergasted if he had the audacity to request a trade after how this season has gone and his role in all these teams. Everyone's already kind of lost a lot of respect for Kevin Durant. That would be a death blow to me.
I mean, she has no respect at all. I mean, that like when it comes to putting the word respect and Katie in the same sense, it's just a non-starter. And it's like, what are we talking about right now?
That would be insane if he's like, yeah, I'm too good for this team right now.
I think if I'm the Rockets, I'd want to get ahead of it and just ship him off and try to get like the best possible asset, bro. Because this is just a lost cause, and you have to like really figure out a way long term, like panic too when it comes to them. Figure out a way to see how to like make the ceiling as high as possible with Amen Thompson possibly being the face of the team and also Şengün as well.
Why does
like,
Katie's presence stop any of that? Just the team building stuff and the locker room stuff?
That's also like an talked about point for me. But more so it's like, bro, he's like 37, 38 years old, and this team is gonna, by the time Amen and Şengün are like fully ready, I don't think they could win at all.
But they think they're ready now.
With the
like,
construction. I think they're still ways away. So it's like just get ahead of it.
I think
and get
for
a young
me,
asset.
the best thing for them roster construction wise is just like putting the young guys through the fire. Like with them being the leaders.
They're
I
in
think
the
like
fire right
that's
now.
what the
No,
fuck it is.
I know. Like this
And
is
not
I think in the
They're
grand scheme it's
That's
actually
not
good
good.
for
I
them.
mean to yell at you.
No.
But yeah, they're in the fire right now.
That's what I'm saying. I think last game was actually a really great game.
I don't think Kevin
I mean,
Durant
yeah,
precludes them from being in the fire. Like, they're in the fire regardless. Like, Kevin Durant, I don't know. We're talking about Kevin Durant like he's LeBron James. Like, he's like 2018 LeBron demands all these touches. Like, they're still Şengün, Thompson, Reed. This is still their team.
And-
Katie just fits in with that.
Yeah, and if they didn't have Kevin Durant this year, you have a better opportunity of putting them through the fire because you have Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And then you get into these opportunities and these spaces where you can go into a playoff series and you are playing meaningful basketball. If Şengün was playing the way that he played this year, like if you had the entire Rockets situation this year where VanVleet gets hurt, Steven Adams gets hurt, and Kevin Durant is not there,
Jalen Green's there and Dylan Brooks.
They're in Portland Trailblazers territory where they're just fighting for their
awful.
life.
It's a very, very bad team and a team that would 100% be in the play-in. So I think having Kevin Durant, if you're trying to make sure that Şengün and Thompson have as many playoff reps, having KD helps that. Now, if you want to say having KD long term is probably going to hurt us because we're not going to be as flexible and we're not getting what we think we should get from Kevin Durant, that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But just being there, Kevin Durant will be there, right?
Yeah.
Are we winning games? That's a different
And I think
thing.
the idea of trying to win games, like shipping Kevin Durant off because we want to contend in a different way via Alper and Şengün first option hoops, that's an asinine thought to me, especially with Reed Shepherd having how do I phrase this? Defensive issues isn't the word. Potential defensive death blow of him just never being a good defender. Like deficiencies in learning isn't even the word. He might just be too small to ever be a good defender, and he can never be the player that we hoped he could be in terms of this on-ball shooter guy that's a perfect complement to what Amen doesn't do. If that vision won't come together, I don't see a world in which this young core is just like an easy pivot to be contending via them being important.
Thankfully for them, like they ran off with so many licks a couple of years ago, and they got like a pick swap with the Brooklyn Nets. So there's so many like unforeseeable pivots that they can move. They have the Nets pick, so many other random teams picks too. But I think if I'm them, I wouldn't want to trade Kevin Durant. But if KD walks into my office and like, you know, has some type of energy and he's kind of like looming, he's just looming overall, I wouldn't rule that out if I'm the Houston Rockets, because it's like, we're here, you're here. Why not? Obviously, it's not going to work out long term because of the serious flaws and holes that we have. And I'd want to get ahead of issues before you're like 40 years old or whatever. And by that time, you're like not a cooked product, but your value is not as what it once was. And so I just want to get ahead of it.
Yeah. I think they're almost kind of stuck with this version of this team.
That's why I consider just like doing the KD
I think
thing,
you have to
ripping
just
the Band-Aid off.
But what Band-Aid? To what avail? Like, if you trade KD, what's the goal? Is it to get better and contend next year? Or
No,
is it
it's not to contend next year. It's to retool
okay? So it's to
There's-
take a
and
step.
work around your
There's
young
two.
players.
There's two things that you can do to retool. There's two things. You fire Ime, you trade Şengün. I think those two things are the retooling pieces, because I think especially after this year, like you said, the way that people view KD right now is very, very different. And yes, there is some level of he's Kevin Durant. I'm gonna wake up and get 27 on 50, 40, 90.
Yeah.
I can do that on any team. But some of the limitations from Şengün are very, very glaring. If we start talking about Giannis trades, Giannis packages, the Şengün thing comes up. If we think that roster-wise we're just kind of stuck, and Fred and Steven Adams, once they get back, we 100%, like we know what we're going to be. Okay, fine. Ime, you're out. Because if you lose
Ime should be out
this series,
regardless, yeah.
this series specifically, losing this series is a fireable offense. For them to not have Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic, and for y'all to get cooked by Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard, game in and game out, that's a problem. And that should never, ever happen. And the fact that you were down 0-3, that's inexcusable.
Yeah, I agree. I think firing Ime, getting in a new offensive mind that can do a little bit more besides rah-rah is the first step. I think you keep Kevin Durant because he's the type of guy that there's no world in which you are in a better situation for young stars by not having Kevin Durant. He fits next to them, elevates all of them, especially them all being non-spacers besides Reed. So I think you're probably better off there, unless the off-the-court stuff is a bigger issue than we thought, and they just like toughed it out for the season, but there is a fracture there, and they don't want to play with him anymore for like chemistry, real personal reasons. Then I can understand getting him out of here because nobody would ever argue with that being like that's clearly a team-breaking type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would never be opposed to trading Şengün. Obviously, you know how I feel. I don't think they're going to go there.
Yeah, that's just almost an impossible thing to do.
If
because
Giannis
who's
is
gonna
on the
want
table, I
Şengün?
think it's possible.
Sure, yeah,
Sure.
I would do that because you have hella pivots. You have like
That's
rights
the only way that I think that they entertain it
Giannis
for real.
and old Kevin Durant as a team construction with that much money, that's a tough pill in the second apron era. So I don't know if I'd be excited by that just because you're going to have a lot of incomplete roster spots to figure out around that with how much money you got to give up for that.
Yeah.
Because it'd have to be like money-wise, like Şengün and Jabari or something like that, wouldn't it? Because
Well,
Şengün had the
Longo's
max extension, but I don't think it's closest to like Giannis's max is.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I do know Fertitta's a wild boy. And and he is somebody that I wouldn't rule that out for. And if you do think that the Rockets are in this win now era, you go out, you get Kevin Durant, and now you speed up your talent, and not even speed up. They were the 2 seed, like they won 50 games. If you were trying to solidify yourself in a title window and you wanted to do that right now, going out to get Giannis does seem like something where an outside owner who is very impatient and sometimes just aggressive, that's something that he can do.
Let's go get D Mitch when the Cavs blow it up.
I don't even know if
Yes,
that
he's
would
the
work out too.
solution.
I think he would be a very
Should
good
we talk
fit.
about that?
He'll be a
We'll get to them next, actually. But yeah, I think trading Şengün would be a smart move if the right opportunity is there. Not even for a Giannis type thing, but like for a different lateral move for another good young player. Don't think they'll go there because I think they like him a lot. Whether or not they should or not, I think they view him as the building block, which is fine, I suppose. So getting rid of Ime, running it back, getting Fred VanVleet and Adams back, and then making another small trade to get another guard so you're not fully reliant on Fred VanVleet. That would be my thought of like the best actual realistic measure.
Yeah, I mean they have all these assets. If they're smart too, like they have all these assets. Use it for something. They could upgrade the fuck out of their roster. I think they have like pick swaps with Houston, my bad, with the Phoenix Suns as well. Since they've like emptied out the entire clip. Same thing with the Sacramento Kings. Like they have a lot of real estate around the league. I'm just so curious to see how smartly Rafael Stone uses it.
And Tari Eason is a restricted free agent. I don't know if they have the money to pay him. That's like a target I think the Lakers will throw a lot of money at. If they can do a signing trade and get another pick from the Lakers, something like that, to get another asset to use to go replenish that roster spot with somebody more dynamic offensively, I don't think they're a lost cause next year. If they get their offensive rebounding advantage back and actual point guard play, I think the idea of Kevin Durant and these young guys with a real point guard can still be decent.
They're getting walked down by Marcus Smart, man.
Bozos.
Shout out to Smart Man.
Bozos.
That's fucking crazy. Oh my gosh.
Şengün just killed Jackson Hayes for 2 games. Still has a 50% true shooting for the season.
Yeah.
8 points below league average. Nice. I'm losing all faith in Reed Shepard ever being able to hold his own defensively. Last night he was confident, was shooting that shit. Great for him. Man, he's small.
Yeah.
He has to be one of the most confident people on the planet for him to be successful.
Dude,
to just get destroyed every single time. to get called out every single time down the floor. They're like, "Where's Reed? Where's Reed?"
Come here.
And then once again on the opposite side,
and it works every time too. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Is that Marcus Smart and Rui are doing you every time. And those aren't players that should be doing anybody. It's tough.
You should like see your NBA player just coming at you every single time, man.
And like I knew, obviously we knew he was a short guard. Dude, he's like so much smaller than I thought he'd be. Like I'd play smaller than I thought. Like maybe it's just
how much does he weigh? He's down there in Houston. He need to get he need to get food on him.
Like it's crazy how small he plays. Like we knew he's a small guard that had defensive chops as a prospect, and like you put that into your mindset when you're thinking about building him. Something about him, I don't know what it is, plays like the smallest human to ever live.
He's 6'2", 185.
I don't think that's true.
He's not 6'2". We've seen him in person.
I'm just saying where he's listed at.
6'2".
He's listed at 6'2", 185.
I think he's fucking.
You
six
need to
flat.
be on seafood boils and crawfish all summer long, Reed Shepard.
It's a tough existence, man.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to another series where there's some real conversations to be had about do one of these teams need to panic. Cavaliers versus Toronto Raptors. We talked about this series on our last full episode on Thursday, in which the Cavs were up 2-0. And we were like, okay, it kind of seems like for this first 2 games that the Cavs have too much offensive firepower. And maybe there's just not much to talk about because they proved in those first 2 games that the Raptors just don't have the scoring in the half court to score enough points to keep up with a team like this that is balanced on both sides of the ball. That salute everything the Raptors did all year with no Quickly, with the way Brandon Ingram's been playing and not getting any better. Their offense just wasn't good enough for it to matter. That's maintained. Their offense hasn't been good.
They scored 93 points.
They scored
yesterday.
93 points.
Yeah.
Turns out the Cavaliers are deeply unserious and have also gotten punked by the bigger, more physical team for 2 games in a row, and their offense has also not been good enough. So the Raptors have tied this series up inexplicably because last night we saw Donovan Mitchell have the worst case scenario game, as well as the James Harden stinger, as well as the 2 big combination continuing to be incredibly soft and getting punked by CMB over and over again. A 6'7" power
rookie.
forward.
What the fuck?
A rookie 6'7" power forward punking the shit out of your star big man duo. And again, the emphasis will go to James Harden because he's an easy punching bag. It will go to Evan Mobley because he's an easy punching bag. Everything I've said up here for the last year and a half about why I'm not quite as high on Donovan Mitchell as everybody else in terms of him being like a top 10 player was on display last night. His rigid offensive approach of off the dribble threes or open slashing lanes, not much in between game, not much ability to deal with tough coverages and be fluid in the mid range, just being very robotic off the dribble 3 or slash. Came to head when these guys are switching on you and they're punking you, not letting you get your shots off.
And the creativity that he was trying to impart on his game, where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna look off the defense right here, throw a no look pass." He's hitting the backboard. Nobody has a chance to get it. He's passing while he's jumping. Jalen Tyson's having to run all over the court to get the ball. The playmaking aspect wasn't great yesterday. The game before, 1 for 7 from 3, 15 points. He's had 35 over the last 2 games. This is a problem, and this is the version of the Cavs that I thought we'd see in the second round, because I thought that the Raptors would be able to just go ahead. But for that game also, it was like 40-40 at halftime. It was so bad, and they had a 7-point lead. It felt like a 2010s game, where you had a 7-point lead with 2 minutes to go, and it's like, well, the Raptors really can't do anything about this. I guess this game is over. And they let it slip through their hands time and time again.
Yeah. Scotty Barnes, 25.8 points, 4.8 rebounds, 7.3 assists on the series, on a 63% true shooting. Best player in the series by far. Shout out to Scotty Barnes. Shout out to the Raptors for, once again, not having the offensive talent to really contend with what should be a balanced Cavs team. Shout out them making life hell for the Cavs and making them play down to their level offensively, and just wanting it more and winning with pure toughness. That's what Scotty Barnes said in the post-game press conference. He would said something along the lines of like, we just want it. We're out here putting our heart on the line. They won with pure fucking heart.
Yeah, I agree. Darko pretty much embodies his team. Scotty Barnes' play style embodies his team, especially when he's barreling to the rim like that. Like, his ceiling is so high, and when it comes to these like super loose, playful conversations that we be having when it comes to Scotty Barnes FC versus Mobley FC, that shit is so fucking beyond over. I believe, I think when it comes to that conversation, it's just simply about like Scotty Barnes and his willingness to like get certain things done and make himself be imposed and have some type of impact on the game. There's so many times in that last game, these last two games specifically, where it's like, okay, I know Evan Mobley's in foul trouble, but it's like even when he's on the court, I don't know that he's on the court. He's like 7 foot tall, 6'11", whatever, and he was the DPOY last year. I can't really necessarily see that or feel that on any facet of the game. Then on top of that too, it's like James Harden's still there. Yeah, we still do have the James Harden thing. There was this one play last game where Harden and
who would have thought
Harden and Donovan Mitchell were just like at the left and right wing of the court, and Donovan Mitchell was trying to get his thing cooking, like game offense, didn't have it. Passed it to James Harden. James Harden did the same thing. Didn't have it. Threw a fucking grenade to Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell just chucked up a three, and it's like, well, what the fuck type of offense is that?
Yeah.
You know, there's absolutely nothing going this way. And I think last game for me eventually or ultimately like decided for me that these guys are not real contenders. I thought they had a chance to win.
Ben knew that.
You just now found that out.
Ben knew that.
I mean, obviously, like they weren't at the highest of the list for me.
Yeah.
But like this is like officially over when it comes to how they handled these last two games with the Raptors. Like,
I was probably the highest on them compared to everyone. I had them going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Hell no. Never had that faith in them for a single second.
Yeah.
And again, James Harden is averaging 6 turnovers a game in the series. I think he had 7 yesterday.
Yes.
That's too much. That's ridiculous, right? Donovan Mitchell's been the bigger problem to me. Again, Donovan Mitchell's approach, I know he's this guy that gets his credit for being this playoff riser because he's incredibly high in scoring. He unloads the clip, which is an admirable thing to do when your team is down. He's a reason why his teams are down sometimes. And not enough attention is paid to him because he kind of floats between these top-end players that get all the criticism while being too good to be one of the stinkers that go out sad because his numbers are still good. Mm-hmm. His approach is just far too rigid. There's a reason sometimes they have these flame-out games where his limitations shine. If there's not an open lane to the rim, he can't be some like physical imposing finisher because of his height. He gets his 3-point shots, which when they go in, great. That's an incredibly amazing weapon to have. When they're not going in, they're just bad shots that aren't forcing the defense, open things up for anybody else. He doesn't elevate anybody as a passer. The downside of him against these high-level defenses is so under-talked about. It's why they needed James Harden, and again, is why his 7 turnovers really fucking hurt. D. Mitch deserves equal slander to James Harden, equal slander to Evan Mobley.
And that's why this team should panic.
Yes.
They should have been panicking because now it's 2-2. You lose this series and you look up and you have all the conversation that you have about D. Mitch. You continue to have the conversation about Evan Mobley that you have been having. And it's either, dang, Evan Mobley still hasn't taken the leap, or just acceptance in your mind where you just sigh and drop your shoulders and say, he's never going to be that guy. Then you go back and you look at all the moves that you made. We had a 26-year-old point guard that's no longer here because we traded him for a 36-year-old point guard because we thought that we would win out and we lost in the first round. Where does this roster go from here? And I think that you are on the precipice of blowing everything up and tearing everything down to the studs. And it might happen at the hands of Scotty Barnes and Brandon Ingram and RJ Barrett. And if that happens, losing obviously sucks. who you lose to does matter.
Yep.
And you lose to these guys when you were up 2-0, that's inexcusable. And once again, changes will be made. And for this entire era, really, we've ended the season saying, the Cavs are soft as hell. They're not serious contenders. They don't put everything together. And you have to retool and refigure and decide where you want this franchise to go.
Yeah.
This is them all in, dog. Jesus Christ.
If this is all in, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they could still
yeah.
win the series. It's only 2-2. They are the better team. So, like, I applaud the Raptors for getting back into this. I have like, so much respect for the way this Raptors team plays. And specifically, CMB and Scotty Barnes, that's your foundation. And that's a good-ass foundation. They should launch Brandon Ingram into the sun at some point this summer, or at least into the direction of the sun. Doesn't matter where he lands. Just get him out of Toronto. They should launch a lot of Jakob Poeltl if they can. They should pay a King's bounty to launch him to Jupiter. Don't know if Jupiter wants him either. We'll figure that part out. They need to retool the plate pieces around them.
Yeah.
But CMB and Scotty Barnes is your foundation of these two physically imposing, versatile, power forward sized bodies. That's going to take you far in a playoff environment that we're seeing now. Being physical and being imposing is the biggest advantage in a playoff series.
Yeah.
If you're skinny and can't handle pressure, you will not go far.
Get
him out of here.
Get him out of here.
Get these soy boy stars out of here.
Dude,
You can't be built like LaMelo Ball these days.
Dude, Colin Murray, boys. This rookie class is literally like
Weight room or nothing.
Literally,
phenomenal.
that's where
Yeah.
we're at.
yeah.
Winners work.
Colin Murray, boys. He's like, bro, he's almost been never talked about pretty much on the show for real because this rookie class is just so like stacked, and he is very much a part of the conversation when it comes to talking about him as like one of the best defender out of this class. He had that role, he had that label, but I think because of the construction of this team, no one really talked about him because it's hard to see. It was hard to see in the regular season because they just had so much overlap going on.
And he got hurt.
Yeah, that as well. But I think in the playoffs, he like set himself so much apart because his game is pretty much like feels like it's like tailor made for this shit with how physical he is, with how he's just like a smart offensive player. Yeah, he doesn't shoot it well at all just yet in his career, but he's still going to be at the perfect place at the right time. He's going to be super physical when it comes to the boards, and also when it comes to just like overall defensive instinct and being able to like legitimately switch 1 through 5, which like almost no one can do in the NBA. I forget Scotty Barnes exists, which is why it's so fucking scary,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, so Cavs probably should still win the series. They still
will.
can.
I think they
I
will.
think they will. I don't care. They should panic because
Yeah.
going to the next round, I think they've showed us why they're not built for it. And I agree. I think they're heading towards a blow up. We've been saying it kind of like half jokingly all year, but like wait till they get D Mitch. I keep throwing that out there. I'm half joking, but like not really. Like I do think this team is quickly going to go towards a space where D Mitch doesn't look around. Maybe he's the one that requests a trade, or they do it proactively. I do think this version of the team should be over after this year if they go out how we think they will.
Probably. I agree. I think the D Mitch team, that's gonna be fun to talk about in the summer.
Yeah, because he's a team, like he needs to be a second option somewhere. Is my thought. Is he needs to go somewhere and be with somebody that's more reliable of a playmaker next to him.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Cade, mountains,
It's kind of tough.
It's too much.
or some kind of like, man, if we can trade De'Aaron Fox in pieces for D Mitch,
That
De'Aaron
would
Fox
be
better off-ball player?
disgusting.
Oh.
That
I mean,
would
D Mitch better
be
off-ball player, maybe?
Disgusting.
actually, I don't know. I don't even know if that changes anything really.
Yeah, I do want to see D Mitch in second option hoops. Play second
Yeah.
option hoops.
And second option is like a rigid way to frame it. I just want to see him with
A big playmaker.
like James Harden.
Yeah.
And somebody, who can hold down the paint like Evan Mobley, DPOY.
Maybe he's in the best scenario ever. Maybe
Yeah.
never mind. So yeah, Cleveland Cavaliers should panic. Raptors, it's all gravy. Your team isn't good enough, and you're finding a way to be good enough anyways. No reason to panic either way.
Yeah.
Detroit Pistons versus Orlando Magic. Is it time for the Detroit Pistons to panic after losing 2 games to the Orlando Magic?
I would have been panicked.
Yo, there's so many teams panicking.
I'm scared. It is funny because we came into the playoffs and like, oh yeah, this win,
Higher
win,
seed,
win,
yeah.
chalk. Nope, that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. And we should have known something was up when everybody in the world were saying, yeah, all the top seeds are just gonna roll.
People on Twitter were like, we should make the first round go back to 5 games because this is so predictable right now. And I'm happy we had this unpredictable last first round where these teams are getting punked. But on one hand, that is true. On the other hand, the Pistons are exactly who we all, us three, probably you two, B-Souls, thought they were all year.
But not to the Magic though. Like
Not to the Magic though,
yeah.
but so that's the point. Is to the
Yeah.
Magic is why we can talk about it. We could call Pistons haters all year. I don't know if y'all saw Pistons fans in our comments on TikTok and shit. They were so mad we didn't give them credit, and we never once said they're real contenders. Like, I don't think any of us ever uttered the sentence, the Pistons will win the finals, despite being the one seed wire to wire.
Hell no.
I didn't even have them coming out the East. I got the Celtics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all did. We all had the Celtics coming out of the East by the time we got to halfway through the season. Before that, we all had either the Cavs or Knicks preseason.
True.
None of us ever believed them as a true contender. We applauded them and respected and enjoyed their season. But at the deadline, if y'all remember in the comments, we harped like crazy on the fact they didn't do shit.
Yeah.
I was begging them to get Michael Porter Jr. You wanted them to get Kobe White. I'm sure there was a flurry of players you wanted them to get.
I'd assume it was someone, please.
Someone, because we saw that the offensive talent and the ball handling and the shooting and the combination of both around Cade isn't good enough. And we imagine a scenario where they get to a high-level team in the playoffs, and we saw what happens last year. They put a lot of defensive attention towards Cade, and he shoots tour dates, and everyone slanders him because it's super easy to defend him when nobody around him has any offensive threat. And it would be this cycle of perpetuity where he feels disappointing, but it's not his fault. And you have to have this weird contextual understanding of the team and yada, yada. We're there. Now, Cade's playing well. He's found a way to be successful despite that. But we are exactly where we thought we'd end up.
Can you talk to me about your man?
Jalen Duren?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. In game one, I said, okay, I understand why he wasn't involved. Only had 8 points, couldn't shoot. They just said, you're not going to roll. We're not going to let you catch the ball. We're going to make it the clear emphasis of our game plan to take away the rim and make the shooters beat us, and they can't. Cut him some slack. And I said, okay, well, what is he supposed to do, right? Like, they're not feeding. Like, what is he supposed to do in that scenario? There's been several scenarios since then where he's been utter dog shit, and there's been plenty of options, and he is being punked. What is his efficiency in this series so far? He is currently averaging 9 points per game on 46% true shooting from a center who doesn't shoot the ball on the perimeter. How is that possible? This is an abysmal series from him that I understand the people that are saying they should not pay him max money. Like, more than understand it now. This is a terrible showing.
Yeah, I think the Pistons are in such an interesting position to where, like, they got, I don't know if their front office got way all over their heads and, like, just really, like, had another move in mind for the offseason and wanted to sit on their hands. But to not do nothing is baffling. For your move to be Kevin Huerter again is disgusting work when there's so many other players who you got who were traded for the fucking free, like Kobe White, like Ayu Dosunmu. There's so many guys who were out there who were very gettable for cheap for a team who also, like, bro, they have all their picks still. They have so many moves to make. They can unload the clip for anybody at this point in time. Or maybe not even unload the clip, but at least give a little something. Give up like 3 second-round picks, but they decided to do nothing. And at this point in time, I think they're interesting because Jalen Duren is the exact type of player who not lucked into success, but he had success happen at the right amount of time, and he's kind of forcing their hand to pay him not whatever he wants, but to pay him handsomely. But he's the exact type of player who can be problematic team building wise when it comes to how you build your finances out, because there's so many things you have to work around. He's not a like fully complete modern day center that you love, you know.
Yeah.
But he does so many things well. But in this series, when a lot of those things are gone, you could at least ask him to play fucking defense. Like, I understand like the points aren't going to be there, but what the fuck does that have to do with you ball watching? What the fuck does that have to do with you letting Wendell Carter Jr. grab like 8 offensive rebounds on your head? That's nothing to do with anything, bro.
Yeah. And I'm not like selling all stock in Jalen Duren. I still think he's good, and they should still like keep him around, but certainly makes you question exactly. There should be some contract negotiation, I think. I think we've talked about in the past that the fact that every good young player just gets automatic max feels like a meta that should die, and there should be like some real back and forth.
I think it is there. I think the Trae Young stuff kind of
good. And Jalen Duren should not get the complete max. There should be some negotiation here. He is not max player, especially if he makes All NBA. Most of the time when people make All NBA, we assume they'll get that bump and get that Supermax type of deal, because how can you look them in the eyes and say you don't deserve it? I can look him in the eyes just fucking fine. I can look him in the eyes just fucking fine and say you don't deserve $50 million. This is a point of learning from him. He'll have to improve his off-ball defense. I think he has some possessions in this last game where he did some good rim protection, had several key blocks that he's not a completely incapable defender, but very bad moving his feet off ball. Like you said, blowing coverages, and offensively just like has to find a way to be effective and provide some value when the easy stuff is taken away. And we thought we saw that leap this season. Early in the season, he was shooting mid-range jumpers off the dribble. It was crazy. He has a little short roll bag. All that's been taken away, and the rhythm isn't there. He has to learn from this, just like Kay did last year when he got abused in the playoffs. It comes to the territory of being an important player for the first time in the playoffs. But the disappointing part is they're getting beat by this Orlando Magic team, who we talked about after the first game of they're just a perfect matchup for them, right? They're bigger, stronger, just as physically imposing, and have more offensive skill. So, like, nightmare matchup. This Magic team never should have been an 8 seed. Now they're playing to their potential. Kind of makes sense, right? they're not even getting playoff Palo'd. Paolo's averaging 22 points on 53% true shooting. Shit's ass in terms of his scoring outlook. Now he's doing a really good job of moving the ball, playing his role, and like doing everything he needs to do to enable Jalen Suggs, Desmond Bane, and Franz to play. Paolo isn't playing terrible, but scoring wise, the production is not good at all. The efficiency is ass, and you're still not able to keep up with them. There's gonna be more games where Paolo gets on a heater, like you saw in game 1.
Yeah.
How are you gonna respond then? Like, how are you gonna have a chance then?
I don't know. At this point, what they have shown in this series is that if you score 100 points, you could beat us.
Wow.
That's tough. And they won game 2 because they had that 30-3 run. If we don't put this historic run, this all-time we're at the peak of our powers run into this game, is this a 0-3 series? Right? That game was close at halftime.
Yeah.
And then they pulled away. Are they going to be down 0-3? This is
Wow, they're 1 quarter away from 0-3.
Yeah.
it's
crazy.
those are the margins in the playoffs, and a lot of things flip very, very quickly. But for all the things that you said, the biggest thing that's just so disappointing is, yo, man, you're getting punked.
Yeah.
And that for that to be the foundation of everything that you do, and to have several games now, if it happens in game 1 and you're like, wow, okay, the Magic are actually out here to play, that's fine. Game 2, it was close at home. You were still like going back and forth with it. Game 3, you go to Orlando. The Magic came out jumping. At no point outside of that quarter have I felt like the Pistons have been the aggressor in this series. I feel like they are continuously just reacting to everything that Orlando's doing, and they're letting Orlando dictate everything. They're letting Orlando, whether it be with lineups, with physicality, with shooting, they're letting them say, we want you to do X, Y, and Z, and now you have to respond. And they have not been able to do anything of that sort. And just because it has to be mentioned, and we all knew that this was going to happen, Tobias Harris is also playing very poorly because he is unnecessarily important right now.
He's real important at work.
He's
so important at work.
He's so important, and that should not be the case right now.
You know what I was thinking?
Because you know that in the playoffs, Tobias Harris is going to do this.
Watching this last game, you know what I thought? Imagine if the Pistons were the ones who gave up 4 first-round picks for Desmond Bane. That's the exact player they need next to Cade right now.
That's exactly what I'm saying, man. Like we see it time and time again. So many teams feel like they're a piece away, and they consistently make these swings. Like,
you give me 2 first-round picks, I'll give you Mikal Bridges.
All right.
All right, go fuck yourself.
Two's too much. Come on.
Who says no?
I need someone who can dribble and shoot. I don't want Mikal Bridges.
Spaghetti for MacBook, bro. Get the fuck out my face.
Who do they need to get? Because Desmond Bane, like that type of player that can defend well enough, but is a shooting threat while being able to dribble and create penetration, that's precisely what they need. I don't know if that's like Tyler Hero, but he doesn't defend well enough for their ethos. That type of player.
Derek White might be up on the market.
He's a Derek White?
Yeah, he might be up on the market. I don't know.
If he could shoot. Maybe it's like Norm Powell. That's the type of guy they need. And you lose some of your defense, but that type of shooting guard who can dribble and shoot off the ball is exactly what they need.
I'm going in, and Norm Powell, good player, all-star. You had your chance to make your like small tweaks, sit on your hands, not do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a star at this point because I'm not doing it. Also, Jalen Duren, you had your opportunity to prove that you are secondary star, that you are going to be this guy and get your max. Right now, that's a little bit in flux. I'm not wasting any more of this time. Mm-hmm. Whoever are some of the big fish out there that we feel is available, I'm going after that.
Well, the answer is the same thing we've been saying for about 3 years now. We thought it was more important because the other guy needs to be saved. Now we're reversed it and Cade needs help. And it's still a good fit, even though the dynamic is a little bit different now. The dynamic of first and second option flipped in the past year and a half. Devin Booker needs to be the side of Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, I don't think that's D-Book makes so much money.
True, you're right. That's the contract makes it hard. You're right.
I'm calling them though. I'm calling Phoenix. I don't think Phoenix is gonna return my calls after the first one, but I would.
Matt
is
gonna curse you out. He might block you. He's kind of crazy.
He
should listen.
He'd send out a hit if I called asking about Devin Booker.
Kawhi Leonard needs to be the pairing with Cade. Then something. We need some type of good scorer there,
bro. I will say
Kawhi on the Pistons.
If the Pistons lose this, we might have to retire that 2015 Hawks label. It is now the 26 Pistons. We can't keep calling these teams the 15 Hawks. You are now the 26 Pistons of the future.
Especially to the Magic too, who are so disappointing. And like, and part of it is like, I don't even know if I don't really feel like this is a big slander series. Like, I'm not really slandering the Pistons. They're just like, their deficiencies are what we thought they were.
Yeah.
And shout out to the Magic for locking at the right time. They're playing Magic basketball.
Dude.
Detroit just can't fucking score.
I'm looking at their efficiency right now. Paulo shooting 42% from the field. Desmond Bane 36%. Although he just had a stellar game last game. Jalen Suggs 39%. Franz 42%. Like no one outside of like Wendell Carter Jr. No one is playing like out of their mind at all.
So like
Everyone's,
shout out to them
below.
for getting the job done. You got to win these games. It's a good team. It's a tough thing. Like we didn't expect them. It's tough also because we didn't have a chance to really talk about the series because we recorded our predictions before the play finalized. So we kind of just talked in theory about whether it'll be Hornets or Magic. So I didn't put any thought into the series. I can promise you, I would have picked the Pistons. Guarantee you, I would have picked the Pistons. But I don't have like a strong thought about what we would have said before that.
Yeah.
We never would have picked the Magic though. I guarantee that.
We didn't think they were going to be here regardless.
I didn't want them to be here.
So we wouldn't have had the foresight to say they have this matchup ability to beat the Pistons. We wouldn't have been up here saying that. I guarantee it. But outside of that, now that we know they do have this matchup, I don't really know what to take away for the Magic as far as going into next round.
Next round is, conference finals is on the table. You're
That's
up
crazy.
you're up 2-1 right now. You look on the other side in that 1-4 matchup.
the Magic
Toronto or Cleveland, either one of those guys who come out here, either I get to play another team that can't score reliably, or I get to play one of the softest teams in the playoffs.
Oh shit! The Magic are making the conference finals.
The Magic are in line to make
Yeah.
the conference finals
Wow.
right now.
Very possible.
They're up 2-1. They have 2 games where if they win this series, I'm picking them whoever they play out of Cleveland and Toronto, and I'm going to pick the Magic to make the conference finals.
Wow, we're staring down the barrel of a Celtics Magic conference finals.
And then
in a Magic Raptors second round.
Oh God, that sucks.
65.
That got to be the worst
66.
second round of all time.
Hey, everybody in the comments that was like, "Stop talking down on the East. They're just as good as the West now." Watch your mouth. The Eastern Conference sucks. I don't care. I don't care about the regular season win totals. Somebody has to win these games out there. These teams blow.
Yeah, man.
Second round series on Tubi is going to be hilarious. It's gonna be fun.
But again, this series isn't over. We're talking about it, assuming the Magic advance. It's not over at
But
all.
the Pistons should be panicking. The highest level of panic, that's what they should be.
Yeah, out of everyone in the league, I think they have like the highest, the most amount of pressure, and also panic meter should be out the fucking radar.
I think right now we should be thinking about the series as Magic in 7. That it's going to be a long series still, unless the Magic come on and win. It's tonight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's Tuesday.
No, it's tonight.
Oh, it is? I'm looking at it wrong. Unless they come out and win and they go up 3-1, then it's fucking over, obviously. The Pistons don't have the shooting power to come back from down 3-1. I can guarantee you that. Well, I would think. We'll see. Unless it goes down 3-1, if it goes 2-2, I think we're looking at Magic in 7. That could be Pistons in 7. The series is far from over. I agree with you. As far as panic meter goes, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
B-Souls.
Yes.
Celtics versus 76ers. What did you see yesterday in Joel Embiid's game back? And should the Celtics panic?
The Celtics should definitely not panic. I will say this. The ass beating that we've been doing to the Sixers all these years, it is getting to LeBronto levels. We may need to rename the Philadelphia 76ers to the Philadelphia Zeros.
Okay, you workshopped that all night?
Yeah,
Yes, he
I did. I actually did.
Did you like practice in the mirror?
Yes.
I think you delivered it well. I'll give you an
Thank
A
you.
plus for that.
No
delivery.
stutter, no nothing, man. Yeah.
Did you write a script and read it?
No.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, no. Paraphrase it a little bit too.
Okay,
Know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Bars.
Little freestyle. Yeah, no. Embiid doesn't change shit.
I almost wish he
yeah.
didn't play, bro. I was like, fucking beats here. You already know what's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
You know he's cursed. You know the Celtics owned him.
Yeah, no, like it didn't change. If he played, if he not, we was gonna win. Man.
Okay, so obviously they're gonna win the series. That's not a question.
Yeah.
Are you panicking? 76ers should panic. They're not gonna win the series. I don't care about that. Should the Celtics panic as far as the Derek White stuff and the reasons they lost that first game? You know, he's been shooting tour dates for several weeks now.
For the whole season, really.
For the whole season, really, but it's gotten worse over the last 25 games. Now you're up 3-1, looking into the next round. Jason Tatum's played really well. Is there any part of this roster that, with the expectations of you should run through this weak-ass Eastern Conference, is there any part of the roster that's making you panic a little bit?
Yes. Derek White's 3-point shooting is truly a problem. He's lost full confidence. Like he's hesitating on shots now. Wide open shots. He's like pump faking and then shooting and then he's missing.
My God, he's shooting 30% from
Yeah.
the field. I didn't know it was that bad. I knew it was bad,
He
but
is
damn.
horrible. Now I will say if Payton Pritchard keeps on playing like this, that'll offset some of that.
Close
That'll-
games with Payton Pritchard, not Derek White.
Yeah. So there's that. Also, Vucevic, easiest lick on the team. Oh my goodness, he's so bad defensively. Like I said at the beginning of the show, Brad Stevens, you missed on that trade. I will concede on that. I would much rather have Anthony Simons on my team right now. Maybe we could have got Io. That was also a rumor during the trade deadline. That would be so much better than Vucevic right now. But
Yeah. Tough. But yeah, Sixers don't really have a chance. Is what it is. Never thought they did. Shout out Joel B for working hard and coming back from the appendicitis after only 2 weeks. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, it won't matter, but shout out to him.
Respect.
yeah,
Whole
I will say this: respect to Embiid for playing through the injury. If I'm the Sixers, though, I'm so off. It's just so hard when your best player is so in and out of the lineup and the adjustments that you have to make game in and game out when your best player is like just never there. You know what I'm saying?
I think if I'm a Sixers fan, I'd just like mentally living on the 7th level of hell. Because what can you possibly do or think as a Sixers fan? You just have this constant yo-yo of Embiid's hurt. Now he's back. Oh my God, jubilation. We'll tie the series up. Up, back's broken. Tyrese Maxey, he's playing so good. Up, struggling to be the first option. It's just this constant ebb and flow of misery in different fonts that come through as a Sixers fan.
yeah.
I wouldn't know how to live my life as a sports fan if I lived in Philadelphia.
That's what I'm saying. Like at this point, I'm off of Embiid. Let's build around Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe. Let's build fast. Because that's one thing I noticed too with Embiid there. They play so much slower with him. I don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. He throws off like their entire feng shui. And if I'm the fucking Sixers, at this point in time, it's like, bruh, like, do you really have pressure on your back? Are you really like panicking right now? Panic for what?
I think so. Because you're right. Like they have no Tachi when Joel Embiid is there, and the extension hasn't kicked in.
No
yet.
chakras.
Embiid extension?
Yes,
Oh my God.
he has a 3-year, $187 million extension that starts next year. So that's why I do feel the panic because you see.
That's not like, bro, why are you here? It's like,
You see,
relax.
People were like, should Embiid retire? No, he shouldn't.
He's not. He's not. In the last year of that, when he's 34 in 2028/2029, it's a player option for $67 million.
I
He's
love
definitely
Joel
opting
Embiid.
in.
Good for him.
He's going to play these next 3 years, but
Imagine if Andrew Bynum in his last year, if you couldn't play, was making
Oh my
$67 million.
it's crazy. But like Tyrese Maxey has elevated to a certain level. You see the promise in VJ Edgecombe. You can't really build out a proper roster when you have $65 million against the cap to a guy who's going to be in and out the lineup, is probably not going to be there in the playoffs. It's very hard to do that. So that's why I feel the panic for them because they can't really do anything for real.
I would have
Question.
sold during trade deadline.
What if the Detroit Pistons say, Ron Holland, 4 first-round picks?
I'd smack
Bring me
everybody.
Tyrese Maxey.
Oh, Maxey. Okay.
Oh man.
What do you
Fuck no.
He's not saying Embiid.
Yes. I was about to smack the entire city of Detroit.
I was saying Tyrese Maxey to compare with Kate again.
On that note, fuck no. Still, you should still smack him. What do you mean?
For
Hell
who?
no.
To get Tyrese Maxey?
If the Pistons ask me that,
Oh,
I'm
okay,
smacking
yeah.
you.
Oh, you're saying Maxey isn't available? Smack
Yeah,
him.
like you can't get him for Ron Holland 4 first. I'm not doing that.
4
no.
first? Would that be shrewd? Would they have no?
That's not crazy, but it's like, no, like he's my identity right now. You want me to do all this just to try to find another version of
He
Tyrese
is my
Maxey?
sunshine. Like when we can't trade him. We can't move him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I'm cool.
I wouldn't want to either. I'd wonder what they'll think if they're so downtrodden and like they know they have these 2 terrible contracts of Embiid and Paul George. They know VJ's a rookie and he should be a star. I think it's safe to say in some capacity he will be a star player. I wonder if someone comes to them and say, here's a grandfather offer to give us your win now star right now, who's, what is he, 26 now?
Who? Maxey?
Maxey.
Maybe 25 or
Maybe 25,
something.
whatever he is. Like, I wonder if that'll make them think, like, maybe we just do this little quasi rebuild with Joel Embiid playing 12 games a year and selling tickets.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I don't think they should, but I wonder if they'll be able to be tempted.
He has to. I mean, they have 2 years and $67 million is a lot. But if you find some tanking team and then at the end it's like, you know what, Joel, we've had a good run. You're gonna go somewhere else.
No one would do that. You think a tank team would accept that?
A tanking team?
Yeah. For what?
Yes, because it's so easy. Well,
Unless you like attach picks to it.
That's,
I mean,
that's what it means.
Yeah, but like if you're a tanking team, you know that the number one thing that you do is trade for players and then say, oh, he can't play, and lie about it. You're not lying if you say Joel Embiid can't play tonight.
But that's even like that's complicated too because it's like that's a lot of money you have to like go ahead and find under your couch to match.
They're tanking, And so it's like if a team is blowing it up and doing all this stuff, there will, I promise you, there will be a way. But the Sixers, I do kind of feel bad because they're in purgatory.
Yep.
They don't have anywhere to go.
But if you're in purgatory, how can you panic? Like your whole life is a shambles.
Because you're in purgatory.
Every day it's raining outside. You've never seen sunshine.
Yeah, it kind of is what it is. There's no panic anymore. You're just kind of accepting of that.
But
you're always
you've
wet.
read. It's like every day is raining, but you read about sunshine. And you read about you read about the benefits of being out in the sun. You're like, how can I get there? You're trying to,
and you felt it a little bit. You had a few sunny days before you got struck by lightning. So like you've gotten a taste. Then a hurricane hit you and you were standing outside the whole time.
House torn down.
Damn. You're over there, the next state over, blown away.
No FEMA.
You just gotta walk right back and do it again the next month.
That's hard.
Another hurricane to the chest.
That's hard.
Might be an earthquake. You never know because there's always something new and different that comes, a new way of suffering. You might invent new natural disasters. It's gonna rain fire.
Yo, you're describing someone's life right now. Relax.
Yeah, I'm describing Joel Embiid's life. It's crazy. Okay, last series to talk about. San Antonio Spurs versus Portland Trailblazers. Who should panic in this series? In which the San Antonio Spurs are up 3-1. Probably would have been a sweep, but Victor Wembanyama had a concussion after falling, getting knocked the fuck out by the floor, coming back after missing one game, and they were down, I think, 18 at halftime.
Yes.
And then they won by 15.
Yes. That's so embarrassing.
Crazy third quarter turnaround. They had the lead going into the fourth quarter. One quarter turned the whole game around. Bonkers.
Also, for the record, I would like to say that in our predictions episode for this series, I said that Stephon Castle and Denny were going to get into a fight.
You did say that.
And they got into a fight. I'm taking that as a massive, massive win. And I'm very proud of myself for that.
And the insane ass Denny fans are in Stephon Castle's comments of all his videos, spamming flags, telling him to go fuck himself. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
How dare you touch Denny? It's nuts.
I will say though, yo, he did put the ball in his chest. Like what do you want him to do? To just take that?
Yeah.
I am okay with Denny pushing back.
Me too.
But it's like, you know
fan
what?
harassment's a little different.
Yeah, fair. But this is why you come to the show. To know who's gonna fight who.
Yeah. Oh, do you have another fight prediction? Do you need time to think about it?
I need the next series to be 100%.
Okay, once you see the alignment, you'll make your fight predictions.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. One thing that I did also enjoy for like 2 seconds in this series. Now I never want to dive into this at all because it's like it's just an interesting subplot. But hey, man, Scoot, it was so interesting seeing Scoot Henderson like have a couple games in the series and everybody be like, "Oh, you figured it out, yada yada yada," just to go 0 for 7 last game.
Pissed down his leg.
Yeah,
Dude, we posted a video. I posted a Would You Rather TikTok we did. And in that TikTok, we talked about would you rather have the 5 picks in a draft, 1 through 5, or 2 number 1 overall picks in a row? And I used the example of 2023 when we were just talking about it. And I was like, that's Wemby, Brandon Miller, Asar, Amen, and Casey Wallace. That's a starting 5. And I saw comments that had a lot of likes. I was like, you mentioned 23 draft and you didn't say Scoot Henderson. I wonder why that is. Or you're on watch. Was the phrase they used. I'm like,
on watch.
What 2 good shooting games with no assist does to your record in the playoffs. Like, that is crazy.
Like, congratulations. You turned into Jordan Clarkson. Like, like that's not why we drafted you number 2 overall.
Great showing. I hope Scoot carries that into next year. But yeah, it sucks when that PR is followed by this type of game.
He was starting to talk crazy too. I don't know if y'all saw.
He has beef with players on this team.
Really? Like who?
I mean, I don't know anything like any juice or whatever, but it feels like something's there.
Him and Champagne, you go way back.
I guess so.
Keldon Johnson.
Cornette.
Luke Cornette.
Him and Cornette have real beef.
He loves Magic City.
Him and Cornette messed with the same girl in high school.
That's crazy because Cornette's like 38.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, Cornette, what you mean?
That's like a 13-year age.
Yeah, he's not 38. How old do you think Luke Cornette is?
I don't know. He's old as hell.
He's not old as hell. He feels like
32.
How old is
Luke Cornette's not even that old.
How old is he?
I think 32.
Is he not
What
33,
if it's like
34?
28?
No, he's not 33.
I thought he was like maybe 30.
Might be 20.
Luke Cornette's 30.
What? This is insane. This is insane. I thought Luke Cornette was like 33.
Luke Cornette's rookie year was 2018.
He the college dude from
What?
back up to high school.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Granted, he's not far away from being 31. He's like 70 days away from being 31.
Mess with the same.
Scoot is like 22.
31, 22. Just a super senior. He failed 3 times, reclassified,
Oh my god.
and then hung around town for 2 years.
But yeah, the Trailblazers need to panic. They're going to lose this series. The Spurs are doing just fine. Everybody in the Western Conference around them is folding. The Nuggets are unserious. Anthony Edwards is hurt. They might walk to the conference finals.
Yeah, OKC and the Spurs are just the only 2 teams handling their business like thoroughly. So
Literally, the 3
Shout
contenders they said have a real chance are completely smooth through the playoffs. Everybody else is down bad.
yeah,
What are the Blazers going to do? I do think that it's
they're
not,
chilling. What
cares?
do you mean?
no, like long term. Like long term. Obviously, they're going to lose this series.
Yeah,
But like I think it's an interesting pivot because they have because you have like the coaching aspect of it and
you
like,
got the owner aspect of it too. That's something we ain't
oh
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah,
broke
yeah,
ass.
your owner's cheap as hell.
Yeah.
And he's acting broke, and so you have that. You are not giving Thiago Splitter fair contract offers. The fans couldn't even get T-shirts because the owner's like, that's too much.
And that's what's unfortunate is like they had this promising season. They have these defenders. Denny's ascension.
He
Not
got better. He got that. That's fair to say.
No, yeah, ascension. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gonna matter because your owner is like, I don't give a fuck about winning. Like it's so tough to look them in the eyes and be like, you're not gonna experience anything good after the season because your owner simply does not care about the product on the court. This is a spreadsheet to him, and we're gonna be real broke to turn a profit in the first few years. And you just gotta deal with that. That every decision that will be made, you're not gonna pay the tax. Don't even think about that. Don't even think about doing a trade or a mock where you think about seeing your team go into the first apron. It's not gonna happen. And that sucks.
Now that has to be easily like the worst thing to experience as a fan because it's like, yo, you didn't fail because no player like didn't meet expectations. Of course, that's a part of the conversation with them or whatever. But when it comes to like just thinking of having any hope for your team in the long term, all that shit shut down immediately because it's some guy who don't play. That's so crazy.
Guy that cuts the checks doesn't want it bad enough.
Yeah.
Notoriously cheap is crazy.
Notoriously cheap. And he
As a
said,
billionaire.
he made a statement. It's like the fans aren't going to like it, but it is what it is. That's crazy.
That's
Yeah, this is some of the stuff he's.
New Trailblazers owner Tom Dundon is reportedly enforcing strict cost-cutting measures per JW Quick. Staff required to check out of hotels by 12:30 to avoid late fees. That's crazy. A late fee is like $40. Team masseuse denied a room for pregame treatment. You're going to give massages in the lobby. You're going to like it.
wow.
Two-way players not allowed to travel for playoff games to cut cost. Mind you, these are costs of like $4,000 to an NBA team.
For a billionaire.
That's how much you pay for like a lunch to feed a team.
What the fuck?
If he says this, it really is like Adam Silver. You got to send the audit. Like, do you actually have this bread or not?
Like hotel late fees. Let's say 7 people check out late. What is a late fee? Like $80?
man, if you
$100?
open up a hotel credit card, you can get late fees. He can open up a Marriott credit card. The whole team will be straight.
What's a late fee? It can't be more than $100, is it?
I don't even
No.
know.
Bro,
$700
be.
you're talking about?
the late fee is not even $100.
Yeah, that's on like the high end. I'm assuming. I don't. Maybe it is higher at these 5-star hotels. I don't know, but like $1,000 max to an NBA team.
He can't do it.
That's crazy.
Not gonna be
He
able to
said,
do it.
too much for me, too rich for me.
Like free shirts at a game. Okay, that's 20,000 shirts.
I did. If you want to say for game 4, fine.
Yeah.
And you want to say we're not doing shirts both days, but you guys can get one shirt for every series. Okay, I'm still looking at you a little sideways, but whatever.
Yeah, you're still weak, but at least I get that's a big amount of money.
Yeah.
Hotel late fees is nothing.
What is like the worst thing that he could like scuff at other than that? Is he like not giving these players like proper meals and food too?
They
Like,
gotta pay for them
arena?
Starbucks in the morning.
Yeah.
There's some I can't remember. I think there's like some like NFL team where they were charging. It might have been Cincinnati, where they were charging people for a Gatorade.
It is Cincinnati. They famously don't give anything for free.
Yeah.
They got to pay for their team cafeteria.
What the fuck?
There's a couple teams that are like that, but Cincinnati, you don't get shit for free.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Have you guys heard? I'm on Bomani Jones' show. He's said multiple times that like the Bengals back in the day they got caught because they were reusing jock straps.
Yo, that's nasty work.
What the fuck?
That's hilarious. No, I hadn't heard about that one.
It's disgusting.
Find that very funny.
Who's the NBA team most likely to reuse jock straps? Apparently the Trailblazers, but outside of that,
Pelicans.
Pelicans. Yep, there's your
yeah,
answer.
that's the answer.
There's your answer. Speaking of Pelicans, let's transition over to our news of the week in a rapid fire before we close out this show. Rajon Rondo has been considered for the head coach of the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yes.
How does it feel to watch one of the players that defined your childhood potentially become a coach?
He's my favorite player of all time. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
You feel old?
Yes, absolutely. This is definitely one of those unk moments.
Yeah. I think it's so cool. Throughout his entire career, everyone's been saying, "Yo, he's like a coach on the floor." Not a lot of players get that type of praise. It's like him. Then there's LeBron, obviously, and
Jason
then Kidd, CP3, those type of guys, and Rondo is like one of those guys who just has a mega mind and he turns into another player. Whenever the playoff Rondo was always like a part of the discussion. Back in the peak of it was maybe like 2017, 2016.
He was
or
outplaying
whatever.
players. He had no business outplaying.
Yeah, just doing. I remember he had a series against the Boston Celtics when D Wade was on the Chicago Bulls and Jimmy Butler was too, and they went way further than they were supposed to. So makes sense. I like it.
I like how you emote when the camera's not even on you.
I know.
Did he?
Yeah, he
What
went.
did he do?
They've been playing players way better than he never should have beat him. He's going like this.
He be emoting all the time.
He wasn't even on camera.
He be emoting before he goes to the bathroom. Just
I need to pee.
Yeah, shout out Rajon Rondo. I think that'd just be a cool thing to see. Maybe he's, like you said, everybody always said he's next in line. Somebody smart's got to try to save that team, try to make that roster work. Why not him?
Also, he might beat up Joe Dumars too if he doesn't like agree with everything that he's trying to do. We might get some franchise stability out of Rondo being the head coach. So I'm with it.
okay.
I'm with it.
Eat it.
W coaching process.
I like it.
What's the next news story, B-Souls? Tell me what's
Next
the most
news
important
story.
thing on your mind.
I don't know if this is the most important thing on my mind, but the Bucks finalize a new deal with Taylor Jenkins.
Yes, this ensures they will not be trading for John Morant this summer.
No, that's fucking hilarious. Good
No, let's
process,
do
I
it.
guess.
Reunite them. He loved it last time. Actually, I don't think he actually liked Taylor Jenkins for the long haul. John Morant didn't like the new coaching staff, the assistants that brought in the new offense. So Thomas Solo will not be here. So maybe
It could work.
it'll work. Maybe John Morant does want to rekindle his relationship with Taylor Jenkins.
Yes.
Where is y'all going outside like the Bucks?
Milwaukee. That's where he's going.
I mean, outside of them,
Sacramento.
is there? Man,
Okay, realistically,
yeah.
spend a quick second thinking about this. I mean, the Miami Heat are always possible. They could Norm Powell for John Morant. Why not?
Okay, sure.
I would love to say Portland, but I don't know what they're on.
They-
Yeah,
Dame.
no, they have too many guards. Who are
Oh,
just
they got
yeah,
Dame.
Dame's coming back.
Dame's coming back next year.
that's crazy.
Who else? I mean, maybe the Suns if they want to get a point guard.
I
Next
think
season.
the Suns are probably like the most likely outcome outside of the Bucks if that happens.
Yeah, I
think
don't know what
my favorite is the Suns.
Do you want to trade Jalen Green for Ja?
Yeah, fuck yeah, why not?
Fuck yeah, why not?
I'd do it.
Hell yeah. let's
Yeah.
go.
But if I'm Memphis, do I want Jalen Green?
I mean,
I probably should ship him somewhere else. But like, if you do have
Yeah.
Jalen Green, so be it. You're rebuilding. Like,
yeah,
Okay.
you're probably trying to do Ja right for the last time, so it probably doesn't matter. Like you're not doing this to get a haul.
I'm at this point. I'm not worried about doing Ja right.
and I can
Right.
promise you, they're not either. They don't go fuck. They tried to ship him so bad this summer. I mean, this deadline, nobody wanted him.
Exactly. So it's like no one wants you. It's like, what are you trying to get him for? Just might as well trade him where he wants to.
They don't have spacing. If you can ship out Brandon Ingram, Raptors maybe have some shooters.
I wouldn't want him next to Scotty Barnes.
I think I don't mind that.
That'll
You
be
just need
fun.
shooters around them.
Yeah.
But those two, like the slashing of Ja, actually it's tough because Ja sucks at everything right now.
Is RJ still there?
I don't care. It's tough right now because this version of Ja was so bad at everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming he plays better next year. I like the idea of a good Ja next to Scotty Barnes.
The Grizzlies are probably the main team that's like, yo, we need expansion right now.
yeah.
Facts.
They're like, start the team.
Yeah.
We can get Ja out of here right now.
I don't know if they would do, but him on the Dallas Mavericks would be interesting to say the least.
I
Okay.
don't want-
If they get a different pick in this draft that's not a guard, everyone
Yeah.
wants them to get Acuff in the draft. So if they get Acuff, then keep Ja away from me.
How would Jason Kidd and Ja mesh?
You're asking questions I don't care to answer. I've never thought about this.
I don't know. How are they? I expect good. What do you mean?
I would.
I don't know.
Problem is, I just have so much disdain for Jason Kidd as a coach.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Me neither. We'll have plenty of time to
questions?
talk about Ja this summer though, because we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
Next news story, B-Souls.
Next up, draft lottery reform. More news about
Oh
it.
yes.
I'm tired.
This morning, you're tired, but this might be some real progress. Sam Amick reported on the New York Times this morning that a heavy front runner has emerged in the draft lottery reform to end tanking. the current plan that apparently is, like I said, a heavy front runner, whatever that means, is to change the lottery from 18 teams, to 18 from 14. So the play-in teams also get there. So basically, they're encouraging you to try to make the play-in because you'll still be a part of that lottery. You'll still have a chance at top 5 pick. The bottom 10 teams have a even 8% chance of a top pick. So instead of the top 4 teams having the best chance, the top 10 teams have the best chance. Flattens it out, so there's no need to tank to the bottom 4. You can be in the middle and be okay. And the remaining 20% will be divided among the remaining 8 teams. So yes, so the top 4 teams no longer have a huge, I think it's 14% chance they have right now. Top 10 teams all have 8%. Less likely to have a shitter get the number 1 pick. More wins can result in an equal chance. And making the play-in and trying to win games in the season, you can still be a part of it. I think it's kind of positive.
I like it. It just sucks to like emphasize teams who are like 7 and 8 to not be 7 and 8 and like have them really work and fight unnecessary like 10 and 11 seeds and shit. That kind of sucks.
What do you mean?
When it comes to changing the hold on, I read that wrong.
Yeah, but so I think basically the impact here is if you are on the fringe, if you're the 11 seed and you are in the middle and you can't get to the bottom 10 because you're not good enough, but you're just stuck in the middle, you might as well try and make the play-in tournament because you're going to have equal chance whether you're the 11 seed or if you're the 8 seed. You know, your chance in the lottery won't change at all. So if you're not going to be bottom of the barrel, which now bottom of the barrel is bottom 10, so no longer any reason to try to get super bottom of the barrel because 1 and 10 have no difference. Every team can float around 25 wins and it doesn't make any difference at all. And the teams in the middle, you might as well make the play-in. I'm still of the opinion that they shouldn't do anything in terms of making it life harder for the rebuilding teams to get good talent. But if they're going to go this route and try to solve tanking via lottery, I think this kind of makes sense.
My theory is just they're confusing the fuck out of these teams so they don't care about tanking.
They won't understand it.
Yeah. Same thing with the in-season tournament. Whatever, dog. We're just going to play at this point. Whatever our pick is at the end of the season, it's just what it is.
That's kind of what the results are. Not even on a confusing level. That kind of does result in, I guess we just got to play.
Yeah.
Now we'll say
That's what I would do at least. I'm like, all right,
You
bro.
know what they're trying to get back to? Just roll the ball out.
Yes.
That's
Roll the
what
ball
they're
out.
trying to. What they're trying to get to. I can see both. Or I can see the positives of it, but also once we start enacting rules, and because of the way that the NBA is right now, where so many teams randomly jump up and jump down because of injuries, because of stars. Once we get another situation where a team that probably shouldn't be in the lottery jumps all the way up to get the number 1 pick, how is everybody going to feel then?
Yeah.
When a team that is like the Pacers has a weird year, they're in a weird spot, all of a sudden lottery works in their favor. Oh my goodness, this team that made the conference finals last year, they're gonna have the number 1 pick. Are you guys okay with it? If you are, then
that already happens though.
I understand. I'm just saying, like, we've had multiple years now of the Hawks jumping up, the Mavericks jumping up, the Pacers are now gonna be in this situation. I just want the conversation to end, and I'm not sure that, and I'm curious to see like a couple years down the line how the conversation evolves now that it's gonna be here.
Are you new here? The conversation will never end. Whenever something changes, we will hate what it changed to, or want the old one back, and we'll continue to oscillate back and forth because social media will never be happy.
I need Adam Silver to just be like, yo, just stop.
Solve humanity. Solve discourse.
No, dude, just solve the NBA.
This is a conversation platform.
Yeah. I don't think so I think, it will be built in that you will get teams jumping up. Like that'll just be, but people will get pissed off because that'll happen a lot to your point. But I think the point Adam Silver would say is like, tough. That's the world now, is that the bottom teams don't get the top players. We're just not the type of league anymore. We're not the NFL. Being the worst team doesn't ensure you get a franchise quarterback. It is purely the bottom 10 at any random order. There's no benefit to being at the bottom anymore. And it's all about making the most of every pick, doing proper team building, maximizing everything. I suppose that won't have a negative effect on the NBA. Besides, shitter teams will stay really shitty. But I guess they're just saying, well, skill issue.
Yeah, I think as long as, Sacramento was in the gutter for 17 years. I don't think the league cared too much. Yeah, we'll see.
I do respect it.
This is much better than the round of ideas that we got a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
Where it was like 22 teams and there were so many stipulations. This is better than that.
Yeah. I still think from a general, just like sports logic perspective, if you're trying to be a league of parity, you should give the worst teams the best players to like promote parity, you know? But I do understand that they are in an impasse where, especially young fans caring about watching regular season games, in 6 years from now will probably be a legitimate crisis, as it will be for most sports leagues. So I do understand that they're trying to do anything in their power to make the games at the end of the year specifically matter. This will accomplish that.
Yeah, but you know what it'll also accomplish? If I'm one of the worst teams in the league and you're not in that conversation, you have to double down on being ass, triple down on being ass, and be unbelievable amounts of ass to make sure that you go ahead and secure a pick. Top tier pick.
But that's the thing, though. Being unbelievable on ass doesn't secure anything.
Oh, in this situation?
Yeah, in this situation, it doesn't secure anything. So teams can't think that way anymore.
But I'm saying, like, even if you were like teetering between like what the 11th or 10th seed or whatever, like, what is the point of being that? I think you'd want to you'd see teams later down in the season just throw off the boat and want to like higher up those odds
and try to get into the bottom 10.
Exactly.
Yeah,
the bottom 10 rather than like,
which is the same thing now, except it's I think most years though you'd see that there's 10 teams that are just like not good, and it's probably when you're a middle team, it's probably going to be kind of hard to break into that. Because let me pull up Tankathon now, and it's not 1-to-1 because like teams are tanking harder right now.
Yeah.
But the bottom 10 right now, 10th best odds is Milwaukee at 32 wins. 11th best odds is 37 wins, and 12th best odds is 42 wins. So the Clippers at that team that were like the 10th seed, they have no chance of catching the top 10. They would have had to start in like December.
For this
so
year? Yes.
There might be like a lot of practical reasons why.
The Clippers did start.
Yeah.
They did start and went the other way.
So like there's 8 shitty teams this year, and then 2 teams in Chicago and Milwaukee that were like scrappy-ish and fell off. That there's room for like 2 teams to tank and do that. The rest of these middle ground teams just kind of have to take their best chance in the play-in.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Oh no, you have to win games.
I'm gonna figure out a way to be one of those 2 teams way early.
And you're right. That'll always be a thing. Where there's a line to have the best odds, there will be some team trying to get over that line. But perhaps in this instance, there's less teams able to.
Yeah.
Which I won't be mad at it if that's a decision they make. Next story, B Souls.
All right, next one. The decal's coming back. We should be able to play this.
The NBA Finals. We will have the Larry O'Brien decal on the court.
No more decal. Well, we're painting it on.
Okay,
Remember,
all right, that's fine. That's fine.
Like the decals, we had the decals. The decals were slippery. The guys didn't like those. We then started putting them on virtually through all this technology. And then the people in the arena said, where's the branding? Where's the finals fanfare? So now we're back to old school painting those logos on the floor. They're safe. They're there.
Okay.
Yes.
We're big believers in that. The NBA Finals should feel
breaking
special.
News.
Decal is back. Cool. We learned about this last year. Now we get confirmation. Decal is back.
Or is back in the league. Nice.
Or is back.
Yeah, man, we just have to bully this guy into anything. Shout out to you, Adam Silver, finally for doing this. Could have been done.
This makes things more memorable, man. Yeah.
See, you do the right thing. They're still mad at you for not doing it sooner. There's no winning.
Could have been done. It was I realized. You're right. Good job. I was hating.
What do you want
I was hating. You know what? You're right.
It's about that time, pussy.
To watch your stupid ass not do this a decade ago.
That's all right. Good job, Adam. Good job.
All right, next story on some fashion shit. The Ja 4s.
Hey, man.
They're out.
He's having a run.
Yo, this is crazy.
The JA right there. Yeah.
That's incredibly tough. I'm not going to lie.
If this man was not a delinquent, oh my goodness. The 3 and the 4, I'm having some of like these 2 shoes back to back is a fantastic back-to-back shoe. It's a great run for him. I just wish that we could see it more from actually Ja Morant, because there's a lot of players who do wear Ja's.
Yeah.
But obviously having the guy wear his signature shoe in a lot of high pressure moments, highly memorable moments would be very, very fun. I just hope Ja Morant can get back to being Ja Morant. We'll see if that happens.
I was going to say, you talking about he wish he wasn't delinquent. I wish he could jump. I'm more worried about that.
Yeah, I just need one more year from him of being an all-star. One more year of wearing them shoes, bro. Please.
How are we going to talk about him come summertime? Because, like, he's in such a weird spot. If poorly, yeah. There's no reason to think he'll ever be an all-star again just off his play. Like, he wasn't dealing with, like, a chronic injury or anything like that. He just really sucked this year. I don't know what to do with that in terms of, like, my hope for going next year. Like, can I be optimistic about Ja Morant?
It depends on what the team situation is like and where.
Does it?
What team he's on?
Does it, though?
I think a little bit.
Was he bad because of the team situation last year?
I think it's It's a combination of things, I would say.
I think the combination
I
thing
think
is
he
you can't
sucks.
jump. He's
He
not
looks-
as fast anymore, and he can't
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah, I
And he
think he
can't play
was.
defense.
He
That's the
genuinely, like,
combination of things.
yeah, he regressed. And then on top of that, too, there was like just weird beef going on. He was super lackadaisical in general.
Yeah.
He gave up on so many plays. So it's like, I'm sure if he really wanted to jump, he could, but it makes it so much worse because his attitude like has like a 10-pound anchor tied to his ankle. So it's like,
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
and
combination.
we've seen Ja be very very moody in the
Yeah.
in the past, and so if he is in a solid situation, maybe that does incentivize him to just be like regular Ja Morant.
yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to workshop my idea of how I'll sell myself on when he gets traded to a team, how I'll convince myself it'll be good. Because I can find a way to be optimistic about like any star. I'm struggling to tell myself the talking points for John Morant right now.
If
gotta-
he's,
yeah,
if
we
he's gone
gotta
for
wait and
cheap, you can talk yourself into it.
I don't know. Like, he was really bad, and I don't think we can say it was because of anything outside of him.
He's one of those players that needs to be a first option to be effective, and those are scary.
I'm not sure.
I think he's physically not good anymore.
Yeah,
So like I don't know if any option matters. Like
but I don't think he has like the tools to be like a secondary.
yeah, because he can't play off ball like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the worst situations. Man.
Worrisome to say the least.
Wolves need to
Yikes.
trade for him, man.
Sure.
Why not?
Hell yeah.
just for the vibes.
Take another chance on
Hell yeah.
on a guard.
Giddy and Jaw together, scary sight.
They haven't had a lot of
That
success
transition?
with that recently.
Chest passes back and forth. Nobody shooting a layup.
They had all those guards traded the wrong one. My God,
Rob Dillingham to John Morant lobs. Beautiful.
Tough.
tough.
That's what I want to see from my local team.
Another point guard. Hell yeah.
What's next?
All right, next story. Wemby, unanimous DPOY.
Salutes.
Well deserved.
Salute.
Everyone's seen this.
That's it.
How do y'all
The
feel
most
about
obvious one?
we posted that short where we're talking about him versus other stars of the last 30 years at the center position? Thinking back on it, how do you feel about him versus Dwight Howard? Has he lapped Dwight?
Yeah, I think so.
So obviously, young people with Dwight just think he's Shaq. They have this weird perception of he's just like, if you know ball, you know Dwight was underrated. So you talk about him like he's literally was like Diet Shaq and had this crazy offensive bag.
Yeah.
The idea of Dwight is very twisted right now by young people.
Which is hilarious because Dwight and offensive bag were two words
You
or
never
two
said.
phrases that were just not together, and it was the crux of why Shaq hated Dwight the most because he's like, I see you can average 20 easy. You can jump over everybody. You're super strong. You have a small little jump hook. You could throw your shoulder into somebody. Let's get two more post moves, and you can go from 22 to 26. And now we're actually talking about something, and that just never developed.
Yeah. I feel like the conversation around Dwight is like feels somewhat reminiscent of Rudy Gobert in terms of how much like hate people have for him at that point in time. Because with Dwight, Rudy Gobert, he never had it. Everyone wanted him to at least gain a little bit of something, but Dwight had the obvious like potential to do so. It was always not there necessarily, but if he's already in like averaging like 18, 20 a game off of just doing the most regular stuff ever, like the ceiling is sky high, and it's more irritating to see that versus Rudy Gobert, who just like can't make a pancake, you know?
Yeah, so Wemby clears.
Yeah.
I just need to see him in one playoff game, and he did that. So yeah, it's over. Just he put up like 35. I'm like, yep, it's over.
Yeah, and his
translates.
playoff debut was kind of nasty. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different level of player.
All right, next. Bill Simmons admits that the play-in games impacted his awards voting.
Hilarious statement. Like, yeah, I did it wrong on purpose.
He
What are you gonna do about it?
What are you going to do about it?
Pussy.
He said they should have made us vote before the playing game. How am I not going to think about it? I don't know. Just like be an adult.
It's fair.
Just don't. Like, it's just,
What else? Yeah,
you know what you thought 2 days ago. Write that down. Pretty fucking simple concept.
Be
he
a
didn't have
grown
to say
man,
this man
Bill.
at all.
Yeah, that's my pot and go. He was looking old because he was going back and forth on everything. He switched his MVP vote at the last moment. He switched his Sixth Man of the Year award. He was going back and forth. Let's lock in Bill.
Yeah. Who was his vote for Rookie of the Year? Do we know?
Khan.
Had to be.
And he's saying he switched it to Cooper Flag because of the playing tournament.
Wow.
Really? Wow. Yeah.
No more Uber rides for Mr. Khan, man. Tough. All right, next story. Billy Donovan is exiting as head coach of the Chicago Bulls after 6 seasons.
That's crazy.
I'm surprised it was 6. It's been that long.
It felt longer, honestly.
Yeah, I
I'm
thought it was like
saying.
8.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It felt longer.
Yeah, a bit surprising. Felt like he could stay there as long as he wanted. Maybe he no longer wanted.
Yeah.
Good for him.
We're
No more
building
for him.
things in Chicago. They're starting to get people out of positions. a restart.
Well, we've seen them do this before, though. We've seen them get people out of positions. Who's their last coach that they had? Fred Hoiberg. And then they survived Jim Boylan and all that too, dumb long ago, just to bring in the same guy. So it's like, yeah, I've seen this story before. Well, what you gonna do now?
Damn.
You're gonna go
I've
get
seen it
You're gonna
before.
go get a new head coach. You're gonna go get Ja.
You're gonna get Doc Rivers. I've seen them get rid of the bad just to bring in not worse, but something that's just
off
very
season right now.
original.
Ja Zion.
Who would I rather have?
Zion.
You traded. Yeah, the Bulls trading for one.
Zion.
For the Bulls specifically, that's an easy choice for me. Other teams, maybe it's a harder choice because they don't have 1 million point guards.
Yeah.
I'll be damned if they trade for another point guard. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
That'd be ridiculous. But yeah, for them it's Zion. For most teams it's Zion. I think Ja doesn't have it anymore. So I don't think I would trade for Ja in any circumstance if I was a GM.
This gen's D Rose being on the Chicago Bulls would be comfy.
Don't say that. That's weird.
It would be tough.
What do you mean?
This gen, just because off of the athleticism.
Yeah. That's how they talk about
Why is
it.
he so offended by that?
Yeah.
Don't say that. That's weird.
That was weird.
No, I thought you were gonna say the injury part. I mean, I'd get that a little bit more, but
I don't know why. You guys
Just
so
exciting young point guard.
yeah,
who's
exciting,
can jump
young,
out the
uber
gym.
athletic.
He wasn't
point guard.
laughing. He wasn't smiling.
Don't say that.
Don't say that.
It's not funny.
Is that a bad comp?
No, everyone says that. You didn't make that up. That's a very commonly said thing.
I just don't really like that.
Okay. I bet OG. All right.
Football of the night.
Let's move on to the next one.
Hands in his pocket for a reason.
Brooklyn Nets have signed head coach Jordy Fernandez and the entire coaching staff to a multi-year contract.
Much deserved. He deserves to be one of the coaches that is there for the rebuild and gets to see it through until they're good.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what else they're supposed to do besides
Can I have him there
this,
for 20 years?
Maybe.
What?
Seems like he's worth it.
That rebuild's gonna take forever.
I think
They had 5 first-round picks last year. None of them, you don't feel good about any one of them.
I think this year, out of most years, they deserve at least the second pick.
If we
You're
gave
right.
the Nets 5 first-round picks every single year, how many years would it take?
In the most loaded draft too that we see in a minute, they just
How
pretty
many
much
years
whiff
would it
time.
take for the Nets to win a championship?
Oh, by fucking 30. They wouldn't win it with
Win
they
a
wouldn't
championship?
To win a championship,
You're
we give
asking
them
for a lot.
5 first-round picks. It's not all at the top. It's kind of dispersed the same way that it was last year. But are we talking 10 years to win a chip?
No,
15,
They never won one.
maybe 70.
70. Okay.
Yeah, not in my lifetime.
And that's it. That's the last story.
I'm surprised by you.
What do you mean?
I know. I thought we were gonna pod, but okay.
I'm surprised at the restraint you've shown.
Oh,
I thought we were potting. I thought this was a
I-
discussion-based platform, but okay.
I mean, if we want to have the discussion, we can.
I saw
And
it.
I just, I didn't think it was appropriate for.
All I'm
just-
saying is I saw your doc and it was the first thing on the doc. And now you're pretending it's not on there. I saw
What
the
is it?
document. I saw the notion in
You'll
which
see.
you put the
You'll
links
see.
you want to talk about. And the first one on there that you thought about and you put on there at the very tip-top headline,
Yeah.
you didn't speak on.
And it didn't even shock me that it was on the doc because I was like, oh yeah, we're going to address it.
Okay, well,
BBU.
I thought this was a basketball platform. Wanted to keep it basketball. So
All right, let's keep basketball then if you're not about it.
yeah, okay. I mean,
No. What?
If
What
we
is it?
about it, we can pod, man. Listen,
Be about it.
listen. Clay cheated on Megan the Stallion.
And what do you
How
think?
do you do that?
And what do you
How do you
think?
feel?
Tell me how you feel.
How do I feel about this?
Yes, it
'Cause
was the number one thing on your doc, on the news doc. That was legit the first.
We
tweet.
did a Would You Rather TikTok in which I said, would you rather have Klay Thompson's career or James Harden's career? And you said your deciding factor was that Klay got Meg. Now that he don't got Meg, how do you feel?
Ooh.
Oh shit, that's a good point. That's a
Threw
good
him in the
point.
blender with that one. Fuck.
Clay, who gonna make her Thanksgiving meals now, man? That's tough. He got options though. He'll be fine. That's the real conversation. Everyone's like, "Oh, how can you cheat on Meg? How? When you're Clay?
Because I can tell you how.
You
It's
know
not hard.
about Clay's roster? Hey.
Wait, what's his roster look like?
Oh, he got like a Jenner on there, a Kardashian on there,
Yes,
a couple other pop stars on there. Man, Clay's good. I'm telling
Wow.
you right now, if we were on a pod, Clay, unfortunately, is good. He'll be all right. He can find another stallion. Okay? He gonna have Secretariat, you know what I'm saying, in the back. He's straight. All right? If we were on the pod, we could pod.
Get real loud. Get it going.
This is the most passionate you've been.
Keep going. Say
since
your
you started.
piece.
Keep going.
Say
Wait,
your
what
piece.
is there like an argument back for this or what? Like,
Basically, every woman that you have ever known is upset at Klay Thompson. One of my cousins who's like 18 knows nothing about basketball texted me yesterday and was like, "Yo, so like, is Klay gonna be off the Mavs now? Because like, you should get fired."
What?
Did you see Meg's story?
yeah, I saw the story.
She said he cheated on me.
Yeah.
I had the nerve. I dealt with it. I'm okay with it.
She said she dealt with his mood swings, which
Yep.
is funny as fuck.
Which makes sense when you're a washed-up star living in Dallas.
Yeah.
You're there and your mood swings. So I could deal with the mood swings. I could deal with the cheating. And now he says he doesn't want to be monogamous.
You know when things got really awkward? My girl seen the news. Oh shit. She said the same thing. How can you cheat on Meg? Me.
Why you look like that?
I said what I said. She goes, so you're condoning cheating? No, I'm just the reality. It's just,
Wait, what's the reality?
that Klay got options.
Okay.
So you don't condone cheating, but you understand it in this instance.
Yeah, I just understand the circumstances that,
You're not naive to the reality. of being
Yeah,
Klay
I'm not
Thompson.
naive to reality, man.
Well,
What real is, real is real.
but why couldn't Klay be real from the jump though? That's what's problematic.
I don't know,
It's like
man.
reality, but it's like you sold me like some facade. You know?
She said you had me in front of your family.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
All of a sudden now he knows he doesn't want to be monogamous. You didn't know that a year ago?
Yeah.
You just found out? You just realized? Eureka?
Well, you
was out
got
there
a shot at the stallion, man.
He was
Body
out there
crazy,
picking up
curvy
sticks
waist.
on a beach. You knew good and well when you were like this that you didn't want to be.
That was a
monogamous.
non-monogamous stick, and you knew it.
Stick had multiple branches. You knew you were.
That was a
sending signals.
non-committal piece of wood, and you were well aware.
Klay's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to...
Shout out to who?
You gonna shout out Klay?
Yeah, who are we shouting out today?
Choose your next word very wisely. It's the last one of the show.
Who are we shouting
We're all
out?
going to be quiet up here. You're going to say who you're shouting out,
All right.
and we're going to end the show there.
All right.
Be very careful.
Shout out to Meg the Stallion. Hope you find love in your life.
You don't mean that.
Clay does not deserve you. Wait. You don't deserve Clay. Oh my God. Fucked it up.
I told you you didn't mean that.
You don't deserve Clay.
No, you mean Clay doesn't deserve you.
Wait.
Can't
Put mine
read
in
or
the blender.
talk.
Put mine in the blender.
You got cheated on. You deserved it. He's much better than you.
All right, yo, I will be posting this video.
That's
Go to
crazy.
the bottom of the description. B Souls' address will be there. Send whatever you want as Megan Thee Stallion fans. I'll give you guys his address.